caught up?
No, I couldn't. But I don't think it would affect my list that much.
Well,
Hopefully.
it will affect ours.
I won't lie
It's
to
okay.
you.
Like,
Those last 6 chapters
listen,
definitely had some effect.
Oh yeah.
shit. This is what it is. If I get spoiled, I brought it to myself. This is what it is.
Every time I open this app, it wants to update. Stop. I'm tired. I don't care.
Well, I'll be keeping my shit updated on the regular. It's like I just refresh the app store almost every other day. Bam, bam.
The beginning of my list is so nasty. Not gonna lie.
Your list is gonna be nasty.
The beginning of my list, just the beginning, like the first like 3.
I feel like my list might have like 3 people. People are like, "Oh, really?" Other than that, like I hype my favorite characters every day. So
Yeah, it's like I feel like they're gonna look at some of these characters and say like, why? That's the thing. They wouldn't be able to answer either.
I wish I need Bao to be here for when you do 29. Nah.
you need Bao to be here.
Oh yeah, I need because he is very he gets very annoyed when you and I just guess up Marut because of one scene.
That scene was listen. Sometimes one scene is that powerful. This is what it is. And it was against Ravana, who I don't like. That's extra points. Like, what do you want from me? I'm a simple man. I am a simple man.
I wanna talk shit, but like I have Ari for like 2 scenes, so I can't say shit either.
What is Twitch asking me? Trick or treat challenge? I don't know what that is. I don't care. Unless like, do I get money for it? Do I get something?
Halloween psyop.
Also, Discord is like, Halloween haunts your Discord. Beware, your notification sounds have a chilling twist. Nigga, shut up.
They do indeed have them.
But I don't care though. Like at all. Under any circumstance.
Sounds like, buddy.
I'll be right back. Sonic speed. No, shadow speed.
Maria.
Alrighty. What screen am I on? What's going on, people? Actually, before I even talk to them, I'm not buying Shadow X Generations until it's like $30.
Same.
It's not that I don't want it. It's just like I'm not paying how much whatever it is for that. I'm not doing it. I like Sonic Generations, but I actually didn't realize I watched one like 2 reviews on it. I didn't realize they kind of copied Bowser's Fury thing. I actually did not catch that. A lot
called from them.
A lot of people would,
Take everything from Nintendo.
yeah. A lot of people pointed that out. I'm like, honestly, I wouldn't even have caught that if no one said that. That's how much I'm not paying attention. Also, oddly enough, I think I got my high speed like physics based movement like fix with like Spark, the Spark games, and like Rolling Rascals and stuff. Like, so I'm like kind of okay right now. I know you. I don't know. I don't know why. I know you guys really like Sonic Frontiers. I really tried. It doesn't move me.
I think it's fine. That's
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I actually
No, when I get
I
to
prefer
fly around in the open
I
world-
prefer Superstars, honestly.
If I get to just fly around in the open world with Knuckles, that's the best part. But completing the game, lol.
I don't know. It might get one last chance for me, but anyways. All right. Welcome people to the top 30 Kubera stream. Top 30 characters. Let me be specific. So this is our list.
Scaling.
A list of 30 of our favorite characters. Objectively, I'm not joking. No, I don't know. Everyone's reasoning and list will be different. You know me. I'll just be vibing. Bao will be here in like I'm gonna say 10, 15 minutes. I'm here with KG and Nigalam. Say hi to the people. Everyone has a couple honorable. I have one honorable mention and a shout out. A few of you guys have some honorable mentions.
I got two. That's it.
Okay. And yeah, so we should go through our list. You guys can share yours with us while we're on certain numbers. So if we're on like 30, you want to drop what your number, your 30th favorite Kubera character is, go ahead and do that. And I'll start off. All right. So my honorable mention is Elwin Rakan. T.O. Tax. That's really it. I liked her because of the T.O. tax and everything. I actually like seeing her her moments and growing and how much T.O. cared about like saving her and stuff. It moved me. I'm not gonna pretend it didn't. I don't really have much else to say about it. That's really it. I think about her a lot.
Shout out Elwin.
Hell yeah.
Second best kid character in the story.
Let them know. All right. We on glam now.
Do you want me to do both of them?
Yeah. So he didn't make it, eh? He didn't make the cut. That's crazy.
No, he did not. But I had to I had to squeeze him in there for the agenda.
I respect it.
Yeah. So the first one is Senpati. Since she's shown up in season 2, she's always been, I'd say, a model of consistency in terms of quality.
Mm-hmm.
Never like knock your socks off type stuff. But the number one thing that gets her up here is her dynamic with Maruna over everything else. Especially when you include, was it the side story that they had, or I think it was a side story with her and him
when they were
kids,
younger,
right?
Yeah.
So that's the main reason she's there, and she also has a high amount of potential to go up the list depending on what occurs. And the other second one is, of course, the GOAT, big GOAT, even though he's not even 30. But we stand nonetheless.
Okay.
I'm my man's. I've been ever since me and Nia, actually ever since Nia got me to read the story. That's been our number one agenda. Is blazing this up. He's gonna be there until the end of time. That's my dude, Kurgan. If you let this dude back in the story, I beg you, just don't make him blow everything up immediately. Like, give me some dialogue, please. I need that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can blow everything up afterwards, so then I can just suck him off some more. So I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, babes. What's up, Chief? Oh, that should stop. Okay, that means I'm chewing. That means I'm chewing my tongue. Racing. Yo, that shit rawer than Hakai. It mo better.
Yep.
It mo better. All right, KG, do you have an honorable mention?
I only have one. It's Indra. To be honest, like if I didn't genuinely hate him, like him,
get off the stage. No.
Listen, if I wasn't completely biased, I would put him on the list. Just because I don't like him, he's an honorable mention.
Okay. Fair enough. Could Clary make anyone's list? Like almost. I wanted to do it so badly, but I couldn't justify taking anybody else I liked off just to piss y'all off. It hurt me more. So I'm like, who could I remove? Like I couldn't remove anybody. I have one person that I could have removed. So I'm gonna just see what how Bao has Shiva, Bao has Urvasi, Bao has Roosh, and Bao has Rish as his honorable mentions. So that's what he's got there. I'm coming back to you, KG. Hit us with number 30.
Yeah.
We on 30.
Uh, I got Lutz, and
Hmm.
I'll be honest. The only reason he's here for because for his moment with Lorraine, like he's one of these characters. Like I like his personality, his design, and everything. But it's really the Lorraine moment. Him calling her like saying she ain't shit. Like that was enough for me.
I feel it. Sometimes it's just one moment. You just need that. It resonated with your soul. I understand this. I
Yeah.
get it.
It's more about Lorraine than him, but still, he was the deliverer, I guess.
He honestly
He
would
did.
be higher on my list if he was still really active. It just one of those things where I like him, but
Yeah.
he's fallen to the wayside. I just don't really see him, or anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had the same thought, Naya, but like when I was reading before Saha got introduced, I had the impression that Lutz would be playing that role that Saha played. That makes sense.
That's interesting.
Like yeah, like he was gonna be that dude that's can match Asha mentally and capabilities wise. He's more competent. Like I thought he would be that figure,
Hmm.
but they thought it would be play more into Asha and Rand's rivalry in the future. But he that didn't turn out to be the case.
You you could. I mean, I will say this. If I remember correctly, there was that side story with when Rana got the ears, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't he like equally as lazy and foolish as Rand? It's just that he knows how to turn it off when he has to be serious. They were kind of
Yep.
both goofing off. So I actually would argue they have like similar personalities in some ways, but Lutz can just be like, all right, lock in, it's work
He
time.
was also getting horny over
Yes.
women with furry ears, like a freak.
yeah.
Well, yeah, shout out to my guy. That was the first character I remember Kako really liking. So all right,
It's her man's.
yeah, all right, Glam, coming to you.
All right. Me and I are gonna have the same person's name for this next spot, boys, but it's a different character. All right.
Yeah.
So I have Shuri at number 30. Uh, real Yuta's real mom, as we all know.
My man.
Shuri's here primarily because of the Blackbeard and the Firefox.
Okay.
Although I think she had some good singular moments during Ran and Maruna's buddy cop time adventure,
Mm-hmm.
especially when she talked to, I think it was Ran, when she said she like saw in him Yaksha's legacy or something like that, where like he went through a portal and then she like helped him go through it, and she talked about how she hopes that he's able to like embody Yaksha's wish or something like that.
Yep.
She just got overall great dynamics when she is in the story, and a lot of potential ground to make up for, especially if we see uh, her relationship with Ganharva, but primarily if she ever comes back into the primary narrative again, because we don't know if she's dead or not. What's going to happen if she sees Yuta again?
Mm-hmm. Hope she's dead.
And
No
also,
kidding.
I get
I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. And Black Bear and the Firefox, and her role actually in Human Shuri's storyline, and then what she played into for In My Delusions, like I think that adds up. So Shuri's actually really underrated, I think, by the community at large. But yeah, that's what she's at 30.
Okay. I'm actually interested in knowing
Yeah.
if Bao had Surya lower, but because of recent events, Surya climbed up just to make
Oh
that
yeah,
just
he definitely.
just
Yeah.
just to make that 30. So I feel it, but he has the God of Light at 30.
I'm
Well,
here.
Bao is here
I'm
now.
here.
So he can
Oh
I'm
shit,
here.
my bad.
Yo, what's up, gang?
I did not see you come in. All right, go ahead, take over.
Oh
Let
shit,
these
you guys,
niggas.
did y'all do the honorable mentions or y'all skipping over
We,
this?
no,
We
we
already
no
did
we
it.
we did, but if you want to run through them real quick, go ahead.
Oh no, it's true. If you already did, I think that mine are obvious.
Mm.
But Surya, nah, it actually wasn't because of the most recent chapter. It's just like Surya has been my guy, and Glam can attest it. Just because me and him are like the head of the
We're the
Surya.
presidents of the Surya fan
Exactly. The
club.
Surya fan club has been going strong ever since season 2. When Saha was preaching about this dude, I was like, hold on, I'm interested in Surya. But Surya has always been one of my favorite guys. And it's like mainly one of those things where it's just like a lot of the characters on my list, you'll see that a lot of them are characters that I feel like would just are people in real life that I would actually see myself having like a good relationship with, or they have good vibes in general. Surya's only issue and the only problem that I have with Surya, it's not even a problem. It's just that he's just not involved enough. That's why he's at 30. But
Until now.
until now, you know what I'm saying? But Surya has always been one of the guys I'm most interested in. I love his design. I love his the best moment in the series for me, aside from what just recently happened, was the injury moment. Obviously, when he bitched that, that was my favorite moment from Syria.
Hell
It was
yeah.
honestly the moment that really stood out to me. And really like just it cemented what I already felt about him. And moving on from that point, Syria's just a dope character. I fuck with his vibe. I fuck with being the god of light. That's cool as hell. His design, like everything about Syria is just like good vibes to me. So he's always been somebody that I've been interested in.
I feel it. I feel like Varuna was like that god for me. Where like I just want to like you. I just feel like you're raw, and plus I really like water, but like you don't do anything, so I'm just kind of waiting, just biding my time. Like I don't care. And if Varuna pops out and starts going crazy, I'm like yes, like the endless water. Surya, what was it like too? So I feel
found
it.
the quote. I found the quote when he cooked that rat. I found it.
All right.
A bastard who doesn't even have the courage to carry the guilt has no right to speak of such a thing as the greater cause. Cook that idiot! Cook that fraud!
All
Him
right.
and his stupid ass hoodie wearing Band-Aid, whatever the fuck coverage over his eyes.
She's trying to be a Riku so badly. Like, oh my god, get off him. All right, so my 30 is human Shuri, the better version, the more better one.
Facts.
This is partially Yamatax. I'll be honest. Like, see,
Partially.
partially, I respected the way Shuri lived his life. All right, and how he came in the end. All right, I respected it. It was very respectable, pure-blooded life. You're over here disrespecting. All right, better than that stupid fox, dumb, ugly. Stupid.
Hey! Not too much.
Whoa,
Not too
Look
much.
at look what real pink hair look like. Look at real drip. Look how the collar come up to the neck. Look at the swag. Looking to the left, looking down. Like, you know what? I don't really be giving a fuck. Like, he clean. That's my guy. All right, I'm gonna just go twice because I'm here already. Yeah, I got Maruda 29 for the one moment. Okay, I don't care. It counts. It moved me. It was in service of being against Ravana, who I don't like. So everything was good, and destruction actually would go crazy. She looked good. It's not to like.
She got a character for real?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
We couldn't believe it. We're like, what? Say word. Nah, I actually do like Maru, but yeah,
Not just water?
that moment stuck out to me like crazy. You say Ash is not number one. This is rigged. everyone's reasoning and list is gonna be different though. All right. Glam. 29. This hurt.
We got another parent.
This hurt me.
Big Daddy Dragon. Taksaka is 29th. Yes, sir.
This hurt me.
I mean, everybody knows. Everybody knows primarily my and Naya's love for the Breacher clan. So there was no way on a list of 30 people Taksaka wasn't going to get on it. He's just not in the story enough for me to put him a lot higher. And to be honest, the guy that is above him now actually was below him beforehand because he didn't have really as much impactful moments as I thought as Taksaka, but that changed very recently. Thank you, N20.
And 20.
But Taksaka, I mean, the primary reason why I like this dude is the man has impeccable aura. Like, we all could admit that. Like, whenever he does anything, it's like, damn, this dude's just doing it with sauce.
Yep.
From the moment he showed up and was like, what is it? The flashback of Vasuki blowing up a mountain. Comes in season 3, beats the brakes off of that Agni fucking weapon, and then pulls up on Genharv and Kasaka. Like, what the fuck y'all doing? Beat this bitch's ass already. Move on. And then, in my opinion, the number one reason why he gets on this high for me is not even really his relationship with Kasaka. It's the fact that he is an integral component of what is, in my opinion, one of the 5 best fights in the story, and that's Chandra versus Kadru.
Mm-hmm.
Taksaka playing a big role in that, I think, really, really impressed me to see what he was able to contribute in terms of the character dynamics involved. And I also really like this, and I need this dynamic to keep getting fleshed out. Kim and Agwin together. I need to see how she feels about her grandfather when she knows who he is. Like, I need to see that. I need it.
Also, what he knows about the beginning.
Yep.
He be knowing things. He said, "Nah, Asha a real stepper. Asha is a real stepper. Indeed, she is." Bow 29. If there's one, if there's one thing I could say, this panel is so hard.
It's hard.
Shout
this-
out my album.
You're right. I was to say
Shout
that
out
you
my-
did it.
I had to
This
use-
is an
that's why I had
album
to use
cover.
it.
This is a hard ass panel, bro.
That is
We still got the track
fire.
list
Buying that
saved.
album.
We still got the track list saved. Don't you forget.
Bro, whenever I was looking for the pictures, I searched up cigar on Google, and I was like, they only using season 1 and season 2 pictures. Now I need something hard, so I went back to my DMs with Glenn because he spams this picture all the time. So I was like, let me go ahead and grab this one real quick before I can put it on the list. It's too nice of a picture, way too nice of a picture.
Nah, I feel it. She sounds like she wants to start spitting about.
But Sagara is weird because whenever on my first read of Kubera, Sagara was somebody I think I enjoyed her a pretty decent amount, but it wasn't somebody that I would have ever considered like somebody that I really loved or somebody that I was like always excited to see. But the main thing that I've always liked about Sagara, if anything, is that I respected how she goes about her, I guess her villainy. That's the one thing I always respected about her, even if it's like delusional to some extent. I think we can all agree that at points she comes off a bit, not completely there and not being completely rational. It's been pointed out by the other Anto members. Yeah,
I need that
Where
grenade
it's like-
snake. Huh?
her leadership and her judgment can be like a bit suspect at times, but the one thing that I've always respected about her is how she approaches like her goal essentially. Also, it is a lot of tags from the original Ananta's mate. I always forget her name.
Manasa.
Manasa, yeah, it is tags from that too. I will not lie. So I'm hoping it's like sometime in the future we start to see a little bit more of that from her, if at all. But if
None
not,
of us have
then-
Manasvin on their list, right?
no, I don't.
No,
Yeah.
I was about to put it, but
I will
changed
say
my
I
mind.
do hope that Manas attacks can become a reason why Manasvin gets ranked highly in the story, because given his role now, he really should be one of the better written characters, especially
I
what's going on
agree.
now.
Mm-hmm.
But just that he's
But-
not included a lot.
Like even on like a more surface level, I've also always liked her design. It's always been sick as fuck to me. The blue hair, the pigtails, the red eyes. It's always looked dope as fuck to me. I've always really liked her visually as well.
She be keeping her hands in her pockets like Darvin Ham too, for real.
That's
I don't know if that's a
fine.
W or
Just-
Like Darvin
hey, man.
And it has
It's-
the tactics of Darvin
It just
Ham
has
as well.
also this pocket. I never even noticed.
yes, that's a meme about him. He always keeps his hands in his fucking pockets.
All right, KG 29. That's funny.
Funny. I'll be honest, mostly it's Maroon attacks. Like, I think she's a pretty good character. The side story is what sold me with her. And she looks good, so I'll put her here.
She do look,
Horny bastard. Bro.
she do look good.
There's a lot of horny attacks in this list. You need to be prepared.
That's crazy. Go to do 28. Oh, I respect this pick.
Yeah, real good and great.
I respect 28.
Yeah. For 28, it's one Veritra clan tax. I just enjoyed his role in the story. For the short amount he was there, I really enjoyed him. That's really the reason.
Yeah, Kroha. Kroha's dope.
That's my guy.
I like them. I liked him when he came to him. What he did.
If
when-
he didn't get Ginyu'd, I would have been higher up on him.
Glam hurt my feelings with this one again, but go 28.
Hey, man. as the chat will also know why this dude's entire. Just confirm that he is daddy. We are good to go.
Glam, this is why you're the cadre of the Veritra clan. We can't
Yeah.
trust you. He was betrayed.
It's
He
being
was
objective. It's being objective. If I was being legit, I could argue just off writing he's lower, but that's cap. Because you wanna know why? This motherfucker got the most aura in the story. Not even close. Aura man. That's what this is.
Aura man.
From the moment he showed up, this dude moves differently. and that nobody can deny that.
Mhm.
He was actually, yeah.
I
I don't even have to make
I,
a
ha-
caveat for that.
I have a contender for
He
who
was
has the most
the
pro, but that's for later.
he was the MVP of Kubera and Kubera for me. Well, other than one other person who we'll get to later, Teehee.
Mhm.
Uh, he was just so impactful. And then seeing him again in N20 that early, and then getting partial Seraphorm on top, like, come on, dog. And the fact that Kurigam got so much shit into this dude's character in so much amount of time, the Yuta dynamic, if it's confirmed, is completely out of left field for me. Like, I did not expect this dude to, potentially speaking, have been his first mentor, father figure since Garuda wasn't there, and also have a like. There's also the potential of his dynamic with Kanara as well.
Mhm.
Depends on how much they interact from this point, but I think it's a good backdrop to who he is.
It's too
Raw
low.
goat.
It's too low. It's too low.
Dragon Mo better.
It's too low. I'll go next.
Well, there's 27 more better than him apparently. So
We're
Well,
gonna
you know,
see.
there's a lot of characters in this story.
This
fair,
is
fair.
this is a gimmick that just tends to like make me laugh no matter what I'm like experiencing. But like
I like this.
the rich
Yo,
the, ri- the rich woman who just likes money or person who likes money, like I like it. I like it in Nami. I like it in honestly I'm gonna use V or Vi from Bug Fables being about her berries. Like I felt like about that gimmick I always just kind of enjoyed in a very natural way. I genuinely think she was funny and she had money. She was doing her thing for a while. Her sister's cool. I don't mind Roosh, but I've always liked Roosh more. I don't really have anything super profound to say. I've always just enjoyed her. It's been a while though, which is why she's fallen down. Because honestly, if I did this maybe like season 2 or earlier, she'd have been a little bit higher. Should have been a little bit higher.
Oh, I should also point out for people, if Reacher is confirmed daddy, this dude shoots into like top 15 territory. Just being totally transparent.
Mm-hmm. The reason I love Sagara is because she's a real one and don't take no ish, but she's not strong enough to like dictate the terms a lot, which is why I can't respect that energy sometimes. But I feel you. It's one of those things where it's like Sagara, like I respect Sagara, I respect the writing, I just don't like her. It's just like,
See,
yeah, go ahead.
I, I don't know if you feel the same way now. It's like she doesn't seem worthy. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah,
She just
I feel it.
like that's the thing.
Bow, we're gonna do 20, 28, and 27.
28 says again, just like I said with Surrey, the common theme of my list is characters that just have good vibes, good characters that I just can see myself if there was ever a way for us to communicate. I fuck with them, and Chess fits that perfectly. And I feel like one of the main aspects of Chess that I really fuck with the most is that like protector dynamic that he has with the half that he
Lenny.
all the
Lenny.
time with Lenny.
Mhm.
It's such a good dynamic that I've always liked in any story, regardless. And the way it's done with Chess and Lenny, especially after that dream tracking situation.
Actually, now that I think about it, it reminds me of Mifune and the girl he's with in Soul Eater a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Mm.
feel that.
The
And
big
like
soul.
Chess is like,
Mm-hmm.
mm. I don't know, man. Chess is just a very enjoyable character. Every time he appears, I love seeing him. That's why I was kind of heartbroken in the most recent chapter.
He's
when
not
I saw
one
my bro
character
on his
I
bed and
respect.
knees.
I just don't care for it on a very personal level. If that makes sense. But I respect. I have respect for Chess though. He just
Yeah,
don't move
sure.
me personally. Shout the horse. 27. 27.
Now I'm saying this right now. This is time them text. This is it is right now. That moment brought tears to my eyes, and Glenn was there. He heard me. I was cooked. It was
No,
that
baby.
moment moved me so much,
The
bro.
shit
I
was so
still need that.
beautiful.
That's what I need a genuine, authentic meeting though. Like
Yes.
that got me through to now, but I still need the real meeting in the future. And even like that aside, I've always liked Ralph. He's always been an interesting character.
Hmm.
That's why it was kind of annoying me in Kubera whenever Kurgan was like kind of doing it's like half and half shit with like what happened on the ship to Willard with Mirha and Asha. I was like, come on, just tell me, because I want to know what happened with this dude. I want to know where he's at, and I'm hoping we get some like buddy cop time shit with him and Ananta in the future, if at all possible. But Rao is just very, very interesting to me. I've always liked Ralph.
Respectable. Nah, Raul's dope. I'm gonna do 27. Mine is Rana, Rand's wife. I just like her. She's good. She holds it down. She was really trying to get that man to graduate. Like, I just think of the whole journey, the side story with the ears and her wanting to look younger and everything and blah blah blah. And you know how the actual client have their little fetish. Like all of it, just really good stuff. She's actually very very smart. The crow, I can actually tie into what you said about Crowha because her being with him, having to travel back in when she was younger, that was cool. I didn't expect to see that either. She's one of the characters I want to put higher, but it's like she has a more supporting role, but a very powerful supporting role that matters. And anytime I think about Ran, I don't really detach Rana or like his kids from her. Like she's still part of that, if that makes sense. So yeah, she's dope. I'll have to have her at 27. KG. Oh hey.
Yeah, yeah. About the horny tax, uh, we're here again. Uh, Honestly, just like I really like her personality. I found her really funny, and she. Funny thing about like these characters you talk about, like with these like extremely greedy characters, they tend to be the most selfless when it really matters.
Yeah.
That's part of why I enjoy them. Like I think she was a good like example of that type of character. She was fun.
hmm I yeah, Corey actually brought up the times where she doesn't have doesn't care about the money too much. So those moments do hit. Glam, you're going twice.
I'll just be easy
27.
then. 27 is Irie, and 26 is Rana. Uh, Irie, it's weird because I think she's not really a heavily focused upon character until season 3, but I also don't really feel like she's at her best in season 3. But she's like pretty every time she is around, she's always a plus whenever she's there, which is why like if I compare her to Reacher, who has much higher highs than her, the fact that she's been so involved in a lot of important moments in the story is the reason why I have her higher than him.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, Night at Rain Fire, huge moment for her against Clove,
Hell yeah.
which also sets up an agenda of I believe mine, bows, and yours. Uh, give me the ting, Kurigam. Let that snake boy get his shit off. All right, I need it.
Oh,
But then all season 2, even when she's just there for the trial and when she talks to Lise and Rushi afterwards during Your Justice and Mine, I think is good stuff for her. And especially when she's talking about how she wants to train Lise because she sees good potential in her, like that's good formative stuff. Her dynamic with Claude that was expanded upon in season 3, but again, her best stuff is the stuff with Teo that was going on in season 3 now, and that plot line's still not over. Considering what most recently occurred with Teo getting her memories back, like that's clearly going to be something that continues to go on. Like their dynamic isn't done yet, so I think Irie has plenty of room to continue to grow, and also has plenty of moments to continue being a badass because that is what she is at the end of the day. Rand is pretty simple. When you're Rand's wife, it's hard not to be a good character, especially when you also have good dynamics with Lee's, Rand's family, and also have that universe possibility version of her where he sees her much older and she's about to die, and then she has that moment with Rand where like he lets him and his other family in that universe die. Like that's enough right there for her to be this high, just off of that. And she's at her best at the end of season 2, to be honest. Like
yeah.
that run of chapters in Your Justice in Mind where she's like really trying to get through to this dude, peak.
Shout out to Rana. I always like Rana. Get you a
Man.
woman like Rana.
My 25 is fucked up, but I swear.
I know. You like put it somewhere else. I have to find it. I forgot. I just remembered it. So I'm gonna do 26. Right, 26, right?
26.
Yes.
26 Chandra. Chandra is Chandra, you interesting character. I don't know. I feel like Chandra is one of those characters where I think Naya has said this before, but he actually contradicts the common theme that goes on my list where if we were to meet in person or communicate, I definitely would not like this nigga because the way that he goes about things is just what I like fundamentally disagree with. But I think that a lot of his views and the way he
Mhm.
goes about things, it challenges the
Hi,
way that
Vivian.
other characters in the story think.
Mm.
It challenges the way that they think a lot, and I think it does make stuff more interesting. Plus, just like Blam said, a top 5 fight in the series, him and Kaiju.
Mm.
I feel like that's heavy. Tattoo that
Which
fight
is
was just
crazy because
raw.
we all do not like Hadra. But it's still
Nobody
that good.
likes Tattoo.
It's
Nobody
still that
likes
good.
Nobody likes Tattoo. I also like
Mhm.
it's pretty hard for Kuryan to go wrong with the whole priestess god dynamic. It's never missed once for me. It's always gonna hit, even in that universe of possibility with
Roosh and
with
Vayu.
Vayu and Roosh.
Yeah.
It always hits. She never fails, and I think that Chandra and Lila has potential to be just as good, or like a close second to Agni and Brilith with a little bit more. Also, he's the god of darkness. That's cool as fuck. There's no way you fuck that up. There's no way you mess that up. So he's cool as shit. All those other things aside, so I
Mhm.
like Chandra a lot. I like Chandra a lot, but I definitely would not like it in person. I would probably slap this nigga.
Yeah. I am having a good day, by the way. I'm having a great day. Chandra was gonna kill Ganhava with his bare hands or die trying.
He's also real for that. He's also real for
He did pull up hard as fuck on him and Maruna in that moment.
he pulled up alone. Pulled up
Yeah,
alone by himself.
he was putting pressure on them. He was ready.
He was 26 for you, Mr. KG.
Yeah, it's my girl Tia. Uh, see, this is a tough character for me. One, because as much as I liked her, she had to go and love the fucking fish, and that's extremely sad. And
I
I'm
feel that.
also somewhat yeah, I'm also somewhat disappointed because I wanted her to teach at least some swordsmanship, and we have some moments there. And I don't think we're gonna get that. Maybe I'm gonna keep copying and hopefully see that happen. But I still really enjoyed her. Like every time she was on screen, I enjoyed it. So she's here.
You guys have her too damn low. That's the problem.
Not me. Not me.
All right.
Not me.
See, fish tax. Fish tax. It's a negative.
No,
It's a
I
negative
actually
tax.
understand that because like anytime you say something like that, I think of immediately anybody who's ever liked Scott Summers. I'm like,
Yeah.
you like Cyclops? I no longer like you. Psylocke, I like Psylocke. You like Cyclops?
Yeah.
I don't like you no more. Emma Frost, I don't like you. As soon as you like Cyclops, I stop liking you. I hate that nigga. He stinks.
See, you know when like like you see a character doing something that makes them look incompetent. When you love a bad character or a character I hate, I feel the same feeling.
Yeah, no, I
Like you're
feel it.
dumb for this.
You made me mad. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just trying to find your 25 real quick because you place it elsewhere. I'm trying to find it real quick.
Yeah, it went to the bottom of the list. I don't know why it did that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't find it, I can just tell you. I know who it was. It was Cloud. I remember who it was.
Okay, because going through your media is not helping me because I'm dumb. I'm also like scared of going through people's media on Twitter because I'm like they gonna get me. They gonna come
A
for me.
wholesome person usually my word.
He's lying. He's lying. He's a
Oh
liar.
wait,
He's a
the
liar.
first one is crazy.
All right. See, the first one is crazy. Okay, it's my turn, right? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
twice. Her one flaw, liking the fish too much. Exactly. So Jambi, yeah, she moved me. Listen, she was giving all her little hard like body parts to help everybody, making herself weak. Her Yaksha attacks, obviously her and Yaksha's relationship, that means a lot to me. And just like the more I learn about her, getting to see her in a more adult form and everything, like it was one of those things where like you had such a small moment in the side stories, really truly of all things too. But it left a profound impact on me. It kind of reminds me of certain characters where I might see them once or they're only for here for a little stretch. But I'm like, what you did meant a lot for me. I'm gonna use my boy Mello from Death Note as an example. I really don't like love Mello like that, but what I respect is I felt like Death Note was kind of stagnating because it's like, well, Kira's on the forest faking shit, and you guys are not getting anything done. And I was like, I'm kidnapping your sister. I said, hey, yo, we got movement just like that. So some characters, they come, they do something small, and it just lasts forever. And then just thinking about how he actually has always cared about her, and how he's still carrying that. You can see it. So Bro, I hate Chandra with a passion. He got negative riz, but I think he can pull any any girl. The Saw effect. um, yeah, I got Usha's at 25. Um, anybody? You might notice one thing. If you had a moment where like you made Indra look like a bitch, or just kind of just barred him up in any capacity, or just made him lose an interaction, you got like 25, like a 2,500 points boost from me. It may have not been enough to make the top 30, but you might have. And with her,
Indra, why are you so ugly?
yes,
I think
yes,
that's all she ever needed to say.
right.
That's all she ever needed to say.
The way that she was looking out for Aruna, I love that. But also, remember when she was a child, who she pull up on? And what god she pull up on? He over there doing his paperwork. The goat.
Yeah.
Yama. You have a tax. Are you stupid? So she raw. I also generally think she's one of the most beautiful Kubera characters, like objectively, like her, Lila, and them, like really, 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 really good looking. She's gorgeous. So horny tax too, I guess. So yeah, that's a good parameter, honestly. Hell yeah, it is. All right, Glam. That's with the 25.
25, I have Manaka. What's the best way to start with this?
By redoing it.
It's weird. Nope. You hush, sir. You know damn well. Don't make me bring up
Let
the
me know,
bring
guys.
All right. I'm chilling.
Lest we forget how she bigged up Maruna during the time travel stuff and talked about the way that this dude's like praying for his future and safety. She called him Child of Garuda, I believe, at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All she has done at every point in the narrative is make other people better people, even if it's only temporary or as part of a plan to make something longer. And particularly in for me, the reason why she's this high is how she contributed to Teo getting her original memories and soul back. That was the biggest form of sacrifice I could possibly think of for a character to do, especially when we know the potential dynamic Teo could have and how that connects to Manaka, to a person that she did genuinely care for, even outside of just trying to make him a better person. And also, this is important just for plot stuff, how she ties into Callie and Taraka and Yuta, given that she is the basis of what Taraka is in terms of like her physical form. I think all of that kind of culminates into her getting up to this point. And I don't think she's done yet in terms of how she can impact the narrative and what's going on. I don't think it's going to be a lot that she's going to provide, but I think it's going to be a significant amount, even if it's only a little bit.
No comment. I'm tired.
Deny it.
We go. I'm gonna just move the bow. Let's move on. If anyone else has any commentary, feel free. I don't.
Oh my god.
You lucky Shakuntala not on here. I'm just saying.
Why am I lucky?
Yes, we are.
Because if I had to bring up "You're my first human friend," you two would be booked.
Turn it off.
Someday that's not gonna work. Not gonna work on me. It's not today, but someday it won't. All right, you're 25. I couldn't find it. I don't know.
It was Claude. I mean, I feel like these three just fit together, Chandra, Claude, and Lila anyway. So but Claude,
he on there because he's funny. We all know it.
Claude is hilarious. When he pulled up trolling immediately, I was like, go. I'm sorry. Claude is a funny ass character. I also really did like his involvement in the arc where Lee's did get Hoteyama casted on her initially. I thought he just caused a really good moment to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name, but Lee's and that character had a really good interaction. I'm not saying his name again. Because we're gonna talk about that too. I also really
I felt that. That's the right answer.
Yeah, that walk through the park hit different, don't it?
I also really liked the Dream Track and shit in season 3. but I still want to know exactly like what's good with my man. So ever since that did take place, so I'm interested in that. But Plot's main reason for being on here, that nigga's a troll. He's funny as shit. I love that.
Kurigam ever lets him summon Yama, it's over.
Also, yes,
It's so
yes,
over.
potential attacks, potential attacks.
If he summons Yama and Naya, you'll present that will be the greatest form of comedy of all time because they are such polar opposites.
Opposites, yeah.
Yama will be like, "We gotta get this shit done." This shit. And Yama's in the closet will be like, "No, we can just relax. Let other people handle it. It's fine."
Like, you want some tea? Like,
I need it, bro.
Glad making great points, but I still don't like her. I love Claude. Give me the dark humor. I think I put Claude at 8. The fact that he is now bald and wearing a wig is hilarious too. I forgot about that.
Shut up, Claude. I
Nah,
love
he's so funny. I don't care. Also, ID tags because she the better sibling, but he's still so the Yui
Yeah, but
the
she's
Yui
the
clan.
sibling.
Yeah. Go ahead, KG.
So,
Talk about the goat.
yeah. So I fucking love her, man. That's the reason. That's my girl. I think yes, she peaked in season one, but like that one panel moved me enough. We all know the panel. That was enough for me.
No,
And
I understand.
admittedly, extremely horny text. That's I think like she's the prettiest, at least in season one.
I'm not mad at it. You have to go again though. 24.
Uh,
The bear.
see, yeah, that's my girl.
The bear.
The reason he cried. There we go. We can move on.
And yeah, see, that's enough. Like Yaksha attacks, like that side story was so good. I'm not sure if like how I feel about her is just about her, or is it just that how good the story was and the Yaksha was. But
Well, you can say it's
I,
definitely just her if you include what she did in My Delusions, which I think a lot of people
yeah,
kind of forget about when they talk about her.
yeah, I
Mhm.
think like she's just really good, man. I really like her. Man,
It
that
was
shit did got me so fucking sad.
it was quick, but it was powerful. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
She left a lasting impression.
I just got to bring this up because it's funny because Val always brings it up to me every time.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where she's just standing in the middle of the Yaksha clan members, like, and he's like,
Why was
"Why
she
is she
smiling?
smiling like,
Why was she smiling like that, bro?
knowing she was about to get packed the
Just
fuck
to get
up?"
slaughtered. Oh my god. Hurry up, you evil woman. Oh.
she is not a good person.
He's
Like,
like, "Hey, friends, how you guys?"
Hey guys, dead. Oh my. I'm still traumatized. It hasn't gone away.
Nah, I remember even Anata being like, "Hey, you guys should have a kid and like blah blah blah." Like he tried. He tried to save them both. He tried so hard. I felt so bad. Then it went even worse, and then I'm to Yaksha was like going crazy. Is that what we learned about King of the Land? Was that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Woo! Yeah, she was brazy. I'm gonna go next. Mr. Rowleys. Mr. Arta Handsome. Yeah, he would have been a little bit lower. Like, still would have been top 30. Been a little lower, but time, and record him tags. That same thing for me. Same thing for me.
Yeah.
Same thing for me, bro. I'm just like, I genuinely like what I've seen him do when he broke the action bone. Use is it short and distance? What I forget what it's called. Short and distance.
Yeah, short.
Short and distance. He's been built up in so many ways for such a long time. Knowing him and Anata were doing their thing, I still actually really do need more from him. I need to see him and Lise interact like for real when she's time traveling or whatever. Like I truly need that moment the way I got it for Anna, for Lisa's mom. Because I wasn't sure about her. I think that will kind of complete my thoughts on him. But shout out to Rao, man. Shout out to him. Yo here, powerful magician. Rao wins in background intrigue. I feel it. Bow, 24.
Originally,
Way too low, dog.
originally known as the Goblin, because I did think that was her actual head.
So did I. I didn't know she was wearing a bag. I didn't know, bro.
I thought she was a fucking creature for the longest. I was like, who is it? What is this? Is this a, am I
like
gonna address this?
Yeah, listen. To be fair to the three of us, like the word wasn't established. We didn't know what creatures existed before. To be fair to the three of us.
And then when she took
You
it
guys
off, I
definitely
was
did.
like,
Y'all definitely didn't just miss the panel in the first arc she was
no,
introduced.
we,
They showed her
we,
eyes.
we, we definitely missed it. We definitely missed it. Because whenever I saw her in season 2 take it off, I was like, huh? I was like, what is that?
I was like, oh,
I
I'm like,
was
I'm like,
shocked.
yo, am I? It reminded me of me not noticing Endorsee's horn for Tower of God, like the first read through. I'm like, am I blind?
Now that's that is such.
That's wait, y'all
I
really didn't notice?
I thought she,
Nah,
I
but it
thought
looked
she,
because in
I thought her
season
hair was
1
just
and
parted.
2 Yeah, in season 1 and 2, it
Oh,
looks like a part or like a drawing error a lot. Like it does not look like a horn.
oh,
Yeah.
shit. That's the first time I ever heard that. That's crazy.
No, I did not notice, but
But
I be doing that though. I be like, yeah, go ahead though.
nah, I feel it. But with Lila again, it's priestess, god tags. It doesn't miss. She's 10
She,
for 10. She's 2 for 2. No,
she's a
3 for 3 with that
Kubera.
actually.
She's a Kubera. She's
She's a Kubera.
strong.
And just like the point you made with Ushas, I think she's genuinely one of the one of the most
Yep,
beautiful characters overall
she's top
in
3,
Kubera. And
honestly.
I really, again, I liked the what was the moment that she had? It was the dream tracking moment in season 3 as well. I really
Well,
did
she had
like
two of
her.
those. She had two of those.
Yeah, she had the one in early season 3, and then she
There's the
had
one with Saha, and then there's the one with
yeah, exactly.
Claude's dream.
Yeah. So Lila, I hope to God, I know she's like pretty much one of the confirmed deaths in the series because I know it's gonna
Oh,
happen.
for sure.
But I need her to just do a bit more so she can go higher. Please, I want to have her top 20 most likely by the time she does pass away. But Lila is just goaded. I love Lila. I'm so glad she got active in season 3 because whenever she did summon Chandra, I was like, damn, like we really been missing out on her this entire time. So I'm really glad she started to have a much more active role in season 3.
I want the goblin earmuffs so badly. I need that.
Facts. The ones that they had in the South Pole expedition.
Yep, I need those.
I need them, bro.
I would wear them all the time in the winter. Even not even also in the winter. I don't know. I'll find a reason to wear it in the summer, so spring, fall. Glam 24 and 23 for you.
I got the King of the Snakes at 24, and I've got Pretty Mofucker at 23.
Row. We all have row. We all have row around. Most of around the same area.
Yeah. So that was interesting to me because I didn't really care for her first read through, and then the second read through, I think just something dawned on me when it comes to how effective she is as a villain.
Okay.
I think she's not as good as two other characters in the series that we'll get to, but she consistently comes out either on top or even in the majority of situations that she finds herself mixed into, which I think is actually really impressive given the amount of times, especially in season 3, that I think our main cast have caught a dub over what's been occurring in terms of the primary antagonist. And also, her dynamics across the board are just very entertaining. In particular, the one that stands out to me, and I think will probably be the number one for me, and I actually don't even think it's one most people think about, but her dynamic with Brilith, in my opinion, is her best dynamic. And given the fact that in season 3 it was revealed that she's actually killed Brilith in a couple of lives that we didn't actually know about,
Yeah.
I think really kind of hammers that home. And if she ever does come to her end fully, I do think Brilith is going to be the one that packs her up, like legit. And I think that's going to go hard when it does happen.
You want to add anything about Rao, or you're good? You said most.
I know. I was going to say, I mean, I've always thought that because you guys have stated, like, time to him is a big deal, of course. His dynamic with Ananta and probably Kubera and what they've done traveling through time, big deal. Him and Lee's, obvious. If my theory that he is still alive does come to pass, and he's like this old man now, or not necessarily old man, but he's like a non-active participant in what's occurring, I think he could have a fantastic dynamic with current Lees in the little bit amount of time they have left, or even other characters. Because I think it would be personally amazing if he was still alive and then he pulls up on Asha in some regard.
I love it.
It doesn't have to be like a violent conflict, but seeing her get shook to the max degree by seeing him still be there would be cold.
We need that. 23 kg for almost. I think I almost skipped you. No.
Yeah, that's my boy Chase. He's one of these characters that just fell back to the side, like as the more we go into the story. Like if it was earlier, he would be much higher. But God, I still fuck with him, so I needed to put him here. Also, his backstory was really good.
When will he develop? Oh my God! I get to the.
Jeez, bro.
Listen, he's a late bloomer. Chill out on him.
This is not a late.
He's gonna
This
become-
is not late blooming. This is just not blooming, dog. Hockey is not blooming. Hockey is not blooming, dog.
Once he blooms, though. Once he blooms. Wait,
That
just
brother
wait.
gonna be majestic as fuck when
Yeah,
he goes fist.
this
fight.
nigga
That's
is
what I'm
level-
saying.
Beautiful, bro.
He old as hell. He level 100. We done giving him every type of evolution stone. He refuses to go to the next stage. Like, oh my God, what do I have to do?
Yeah, Chess.
No, he's
Chess
just so
requires-
built
Chess-
different. Like he can't
Chess
even grow. He
literally-
doesn't need to.
He requires a rare candy to level up at this point. Like it just is what it is.
You gotta turn the game on at 11:30 p.m. by this rock and make sure that like he's too much.
It's like the Dark Rise Shaman event. That's-
Oh my God! Don't remind me to get
Oh,
It is
man.
crazy that he's damn near as old as the universe and he still hasn't developed.
That is
That's-
crazy.
he's been in fourth stage longer than other fifth stage Rakshasas have been alive.
I know.
Insane.
From his parents and
Listen,
long
he's
stages,
a-
he should
he's
be
a
as OP as
special
Maruna.
kid, you know?
Facts. Yeah, he's dope.
He's a special kid, you know.
He might be as OP as his mom, if we being legit. That
If
long
he gets
away?
to stage, Loki.
Listen,
I don't know if you'll agree. I think like at their best, like Chess is gonna be around as strong as Maruna, if not stronger. Like I think, okay, not stronger, but I think he would be like around there.
he needs to because he's a Toriyama hand job power boost at this point because when he evolves.
Yeah, Loki.
From his swallowed Everstone as a child, he needs surgery. Yeah, he'll be
Ever so.
he'll be very strong.
No, actually, bruh, he's like Espeon or Umbran. You gotta do like the specific friendship level at a certain time of night. Like that's what it's gotta be.
Yeah, I have Chandra for all the other reasons everyone stated. I'll talk about him very often. I don't think I'd get along with him. He's kind of pragmatic to a fault, but he's dope. I like Chandra. I never had any smoke with him. We're all on 22, right? 23, right? So I'll just do my next one because y'all gonna learn. All right.
Yo, bro, me and you have her in the same spot.
Who?
The same
Ooh, ew.
Hey, okay. Listen, I'm tired of the Cali hate. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. That's the second best Primeval. Well, my second favorite Primeval. But
There's
like,
not enough hate for Kali actually.
Cough.
there's not enough. Chaos
Y'all just
Merchantry.
guided, bro.
I hold my hands. I vacate myself from this conversation.
Chaos Merchantry. She be throwing all types of plans into whack, bro. I love how chaotic it is. Like, okay, we're what would happen with the previous universe where like she decided to not agree, so like they had to do some shit where they had to like create the Nastikas. Like
She pulled up on the people and were like, "Hey, you know what? They fucking lied to you, there, bitch. Y'all should go to this one and do whatever you want."
Yes.
Loki. Kubera is a better god of chaos than her. Loki.
You gotta sow those seeds of destruction, man. I love it. I like Callie. She looked good too in her female form. She looked good, but like yeah, man. I like Callie. I'm not one of those people who like I kind of don't like body snatching in general for the most part. That's just like a thing with me, like amnesia. It depends on how it's done. But I do like her relationship with Yuta. I do think it's very interesting. But listen, this is my second favorite Primeval god, so gotta have her up there. Gotta represent. Bal, you wanna tag in?
Hey,
Anything?
man, pretty much pretty much everything you said, but I one point I really did like the interaction with her and Lisa in Crime and Punishment.
Mm.
Whenever she pushed Lisa to the back in season 2, when we saw her in the Frozen Tears generation, I was like, "What, nigga? She's crazy, bro." But yeah, Chaos Merchant Tax is like I love that shit. It's hilarious to see people react to it, and I also think that her and Yusa's relationship is very interesting. And low key, I don't think she's that bad.
That's
I don't think she's
that's what I
that
keep
bad, bro.
saying. Like I don't think it's not that
I
she's
really
good,
don't.
but it's not as bad as everyone wants us to think or makes it out to seem. Like I don't think she's. I don't think. I think I don't know. I look at Vishnu shady. That's just me though.
They all shady. We can admit that.
Nah, him especially.
Nah, Brahma is perfect.
Because he's
Brahma
supposed
is
to be
the
like,
perfect.
oh, I'm the benevolent one. I'm so nice. Ooh, fuck that nigga.
No,
I don't trust him.
Brahma is the good one. I believe in her. Whatever she says, it's true.
You know, he's horny. Get this guy out of here, man.
Yeah, listen.
You know, pop that bubble gum somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here, man.
They all shady. She was not shady.
Shiva's the only one that's probably not.
He just not
Although
around.
I bet if we got a
Shiva is clear about his intentions.
he might be shady on the lowest of keys if we got more of his character, but right now you can't really see.
KG, you up? 22. Bug legs?
See, yeah, those legs,
Oh,
man.
shit.
I couldn't. No, his legs, like, bro. No. But seriously, the main reason is like I find it interesting how Korigam handles prodigies in general. I think it's like more realistic than other stories handle them because most of the time, like they are just the obstacles, you know. They are the perfect kid that you need to defeat. With the story, like we see like how different prodigies are. Like with Asha, as good as she is, like she is deeply insecure about herself and her worthiness. Like even though that like she's deeply insecure. With Liz, like she doesn't feel worthy. Like with this girl as well. Like I think the way like that side of what a prodigy feels, or like he cares too much about other people, and then there are people like Asha around them. I think like that makes a very interesting character, and I enjoyed
I
her.
actually respect the direction he went with that. With the whole genius thing. It's actually not. It's actually well said. But you do got bug legs. That's why I say that.
Those legs moved me, man. What can I say?
She could still get it. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be saving every panel with her legs.
Oh no.
With her legs.
Okay, he's wild.
Yeah.
That's the
Disney.
Hey,
Oh no.
hey, he's trying to get leg locked, bro. I don't know about this dude.
22 glam.
I have this universe's wind. My man's Beats by Dre in the building. Let's go, baby. That's
Wind,
my
God
boy.
me.
I mean, obviously, whistling is a big component of why he's this high. But outside of that, I do think Valu's, even with the limited amount of time he's been in, I think a lot of his dynamics that we get are really good. Just so, like him and Maruna, just during the time travel segment, just like that brief interaction. Like you could read a lot about him and the way he let Maruna live, but his demeanor at the time was just pure irate rage. And then on top of that, we know about his past with Rao. That needs to get expanded upon. I love his dynamic with Lise. I love it. I love the way he interacts with her. And you can tell he pays special attention to her because of who her dad is. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go out of my way to help you out. Also, his abilities are cool as shit. The tragedy of what he's got going on is fucking awesome. One of these days, I'm going to get him to fucking put his hands on Indra, and I'm going to be so fucking hype when that happens. It's going to be goaded.
Is he going to shoot up like 10 spots?
I don't
Why you little?
That man is going to put his hands on Indra one day, and it's going to be raw. I need it.
I need that.
But like, he really is, in like a short amount of time.
The moment he does it, he can crack the 30. Yes. Until then,
yeah.
He's pissing me off.
He's pissing me off.
They said, "Oh no, Nice being mean again." No, I'm not.
This ties into what this ties into what Bao said earlier about the priest dynamics. He's or priest and god dynamics. His time with Roosh and the Universe of Possibility was really, really like really good. And like even Roosh hadn't really gotten much as a character up until then, and I think that was a really big moment for her and him. And now that we know that he's been summoned by Mirha, if the two of them get a lot of scenes together, it's over. It's over for y'all, man. That dynamic could go stupid, given Mira's personality combined with his.
I feel it. Oh, Mira's story is largely about her body image. She helps leads, but she really needs someone to tell her she's beautiful. I mean, she got a nice face, but
Handshakes.
below the waist. Those legs movie is nasty work. Facts. Why you a decent? Why use a decent guy who lets atrocities happen because he's not brave enough to do anything? He needs to snap out of it, and then he'll be amazing. That's kind of me. It's like until then, you saying the right things. I need some motherfucking action. Okay, some action. His crash out on intro will be top 5 moments in the story. No, I feel
The crash out will be one of the greatest moments of all time.
I'm here for it. Get roast legs out of here. I actually don't dislike her, but those bug legs don't move me. All right, we got Claude. Hell yeah,
Yes, sir.
this
Sir.
nigga is hilarious.
Yo,
he is
the same ranking as mine.
he a word. He is.
Shut up.
Hey,
Claude.
he is so funny. Like I don't know what to talk. Like we did get that moment where we're like, what the hell? When he was it not Hadi Vishnu? It was Hatiyama. Hodiyama, and I was like, oh, you mean she's really not gonna live that long? That's crazy. Like, why did he even do that? Just the way he trolled and did so many small things and held so many things. The oracle that he had, like, I feel like he's changed now. That I like the whole dream tracking thing happened. Like, I don't know that he's the same. So I feel like my intrigue in him could lower if he doesn't keep that trolling going and like his just kind of unserious nature. Like the fact that he's really not trying to do any type of work, bro. Like he's so fucking funny to me. And for me, at the end of the day, as somebody who loves storytelling and writing and things of that nature, I'll never overlook like objective things about writing. But I'm here to be entertained at the end of the day. So if you make me laugh and you entertain me, I'm going to like you, and that's what he does. Though I do think he's a good character. He is the lesser of the Yui siblings, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh!
My guy. Not my guy, man.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to chime in? Because
He's hilarious.
Mhm.
But I think like okay, we all agree on that. And by the way, the moment he meets Yama, both of them are gonna be in top 10. I promise you. After their interactions.
Well, let's not bank on that being a certainty. But we
I
love to
said
see
if.
Kobe.
I said if. But also the thing with him, like I I I tend to enjoy these characters that are like he pretends to like he has that goofy persona, but like he has actual motivations. He's not a chaos merchant deep inside. He's one of these characters that you need to actually just we need to learn more about him so that we can understand the method behind the madness. And I enjoy how he feels about Layla. I hope we see more of that though. That's about it.
So my man, shout out to my priest of death.
My God.
I think you gotta do 2, right? No, you don't. Go ahead. 21. Wow. 21.
21. Ushas. Oh my God, Indra, why are you so ugly, nigga? Bro, like, Ushas is just good vibes to the core. Oh, my, and she's beautiful as fuck. Oh my God, that on top of everything, I love Ushas. I need her to replace Indra in the future. Somehow, if Vayu does it, whoever does it, get him out the paint and put Ushas right there. I love Ushas, bro. She was one of those characters that had an instant impact on me. The way that y'all speak about Saha,
Mm-hmm.
the way that it was like a character that was just like very impactful for you personally in the moment. But that was her from me with Aruna. Like this panel that I picked, that moment is so good to me. It's so good. Plus, it's just drawn beautifully, to be honest.
It's actually we actually picked the same panel as what she's holding Aruna. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that moment. It's such a good moment, and the way that she was just sticking up for him, like when she went to go back and save him, I was like, yes, yes, save him. I love Lucius, bro. I love Lucius.
Lovely. All right, Glam. 21.
21. The order of Brahmanim is here, boys. It's time. That's
Yo.
my bitch right there. The goat. She's different. For best villain, bitch. It's time. She's coming for that. It's here.
Low key, this is a bit too low for me, but keep spitting.
I'm just since this. Let's not even include season 1 and 2 because that shit don't matter. Season 3, any scene this woman has been in, it's been different. When she pulls up on the ancient humans, packed those idiots up, walked in, snapping her fingers, blowing walls up, blowing bubble gum. Aura, she's different. She's other than like, bro, this bitch has got aura, dude. Indra's on the screen. She pulls up. Fuck out of here, pussy. This is my panel now. It's time for me. Focus on me. Comes in, getting the Suras the fuck out of here. Said, "Oh, Kubera, yes. Would you like to have a psychological debate off where I low key lose but still look raw doing it? Oh, we'd love to see it." And she pulls up. Oh wait, Yama, you about to get packed up by Callie? No, I got you, bro. You safe with me. I got you. I'm gonna be your little security blanket here and make Naya suffer because of it. We love to see that most of all. That's my woman, man. She's been making moves recently, and if she don't stop making moves, the W's gonna come in hot and heavy. She is cooking right now, and I can't. If we ever get a scene of her at the beginning of a universe showing off her like true power, it's over. It's over for y'all if you don't believe. Get on the Brahma train now because you're about to miss the fucking next station if you don't.
Yeah, that movie, it's crazy.
Oh, I just
Bro,
woke up. I just woke up.
bro.
That's crazy. I just knocked out for like 5 minutes.
Y'all are
Oh,
disgusting.
when you
Y'all are
having a nightmare about how your man's is getting protected by this woman over here? Is that what?
Listen, as long as he's safe, I don't care how I gotta be safe. As long as he's chilling. Damn it.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
What useless worries? You'll all die anyway. Oh, but she's different. She's different.
Mhm. Honestly, how much he
I feel like-
changes from her.
I feel like whenever.
Go ahead.
Oh, you No,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like whenever I get to Brahma, I can't say shit no more. Glenn tried to promo. I can't say shit.
yeah.
I can't
We
do
tried to tell you, man. We tried to tell you.
I feel it. Honestly, how much she changes from usual and when she starts acting, be it with the ancient humans or Sura Rum is a hell of a jump. Only bigger one was Kamadu. I feel it. I don't know how Kubera cooking Brahma is a good moment for her.
Nah, because it was the dialogue. Y'all gotta remember the dialogue. The dialogue was hooping for both of them.
No, but
Listen,
someone
Listen,
dropped
she
someone
got cooked,
someone
but
dropped
she looked
60.
good
Someone dropped
getting
30.
cooked, you know?
Hey,
She
that's
got
still
cooked,
30 though.
but she looked good.
Yeah, but like you definitely got outmatched though. Like
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Why? Yeah, I ain't said got to Earth yet. That's the point.
legit
Yeah.
the worst and most uninteresting of the primeval gods. How we haven't even Shiva and they way more interesting.
tell her,
Don't-
what is this Brahma disrespect?
What do you mean? She's blowing bubblegum. Disgusting.
That shit
Yeah.
raw.
I need her to blow something else too, but that's for a different day.
Yo,
Yeah.
Glab, go with 20. Go.
Yeah.
Right. So I got rotisserie bug legs. 20,
Rotisserie.
priest of wind. We got the genius, the smarty pants herself, coming in hot and heavy. Let's get okay. Now, to be serious though, when she came in Air Plateau in season 2, she was immediately just off rip, doing good work in terms of like the plot and the storytelling and the character dynamics. Her dynamic with Lise is amazing. I love that she is really outside of Yuta and Ran the first person to come up to her and be like, I want to be your friend because I know the shit you about to deal with because of this fucking raggedy bitch in the side, but it's fine. And then the ride dynamic, the ride dynamics there. I don't necessarily know if that's going to get really expanded upon a lot. It's good like background supplementary info for her, but I don't really think it's like an upfront dynamic that she needs to have. Her dynamic of value is potential, but it's nothing like to really get up for yet. However, she was not this high until Kubera and Kubera. When Kubera and Kubera happened, and we got that flashback of her as a kid, the intellect she showed, the insight she showed, no pun intended, and the way she was moving with Kubera throughout that whole scene, oh my goodness. That was some peak shit right there. If the arc had not included going into the Sura realm at all during that period of time, I think she would have probably been the best character in the arc. Straight up.
Also,
But she was
Agni,
doing- she
also
was
Agni
doing
insight
work.
not working for a bit too, or at
Oh,
the time.
yes. Yes.
Also, I have a question for that moment. Do you all think it's because like she's just smarter than Asha, or do you think how she saw the Vince situation is different because of the difference in their personalities?
I will go
Or like
I don't think.
personality.
I don't
there's,
think. I don't think she's as
I would
smart as.
say that.
Yeah, I think it's her personality.
I think
I would say the same thing.
here's like I'm gonna use a JoJo example, but like a lot of the times you'll see characters and it's not that one is smarter than the other, it's just the way that their personality manifests is going to cause them to go about certain things differently, right? I actually think Shibisu and Aguero are actually a pretty good example. I'd argue based off straight raw intelligence, is smarter, but Aguero's stronger and much more willing to get his hands dirty, which allows him to do a bit more, if you get what I'm saying. But it's kind of like I always think about Jotaro and Josuke versus the Rat. And if the Rat is stronger than stopping time, that means the Rat is better than Dio. I don't know if you guys seen that video where they're power scaling JoJo unseriously, and it basically the Rat. Anyways, Jotaro catches the bullet, and his arm starts to melt because he wanted to know exactly what was going on. Josuke was like, "Oh hell no, nah. I'm dodging that shit. I don't want touching me. I'll figure out a different type of way." They both ended up like doing what they had to do to win the stand battle, but ultimately how they went about it differently. Some people might let something hit them, think, "Oh shit, it's poisonous." Okay, I get it. Then I might dodge it and see the fucking tree turn fucking purple and evaporate and be like, "Oh nah, I don't want that to touch me." I think Asha's a bit smarter though, probably. I
Ash
don't
is
know.
I,
probably
I
to
wonder
me. To me, the reason why she's able to see the way she does because Mirha clearly, I think, has the ability to read people's emotions and their intentions way better than Asha does.
Mm-hmm.
The only way she was able to fucking control Lee's at all is because Lee's was naive and had no agency. She was like the easiest
yeah,
person to puppeteer of all time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the thing I wanted to talk about because the whole prodigy thing again, like I think there are different struggles as prodigies reflected in how they saw the Vincent situation. One, like she cares too much about people and understand people so much that it affected her and made her struggles. The other is so like absorbed and self-obsessed that their answers came of their struggle in a way. That's how I interpreted it. But I do think like she's slightly smarter than Asha because without like the help that Asha gets and the information she gets, Merha seems to be a bit smarter. But I think they're pretty much the same.
Soul said Mira is more perceptive, wisdom versus Asha's intel. And then Corey said
Yeah.
definitely personality. Even Callie says Asha's personality gets in the way of her intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said that in Crime and Punishment
Mm-hmm.
whenever Elise went back and they were having that conversation.
Mm-hmm. He's too low, Bow, but give me your 20.
Yo, he's 20. He's 20.
I said
Yo,
what I,
first Richard fan member on the list.
I said what I said when I was saying it.
Grandpappy. Grandpappy. Also
Why?
alongside.
Why did he call you out when you got him like 10 spots higher than I did?
He did call you out.
I
He
did.
call you out.
I called you out for
okay.
Vitra and Taxaka. What the fuck are they
Okay,
doing all day over
I was
there?
back to back with it. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, Richard, that's crazy. Anyway, Taksaka, Grandpappy, Reacher clan, best clan, undisputed. It's not even close at this point.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
It's just like off that alone, you're like already teetering on top 30 just from that alone. Plus, he's raw, and he's on our side. He's not an op. I fuck with. He's
My
also has potential
God.
to have a fantastic dynamic with Agwin. I need something to come from that, just like Blam said.
Mm-hmm.
I need that shit to hit. I also do want to see more interaction between him and his son. I think that would
Yeah, him
genuinely
and Kasai.
be
Him and
very.
Kasai. Yeah.
I think that would be genuinely just nice to see. But yeah. Shout out to Taisaka. Also, I think I didn't talk about Teo. Did I skip Teo in my list?
I think you had her as an honorable mention, didn't you? No, you did. You did
Uh,
have you did have her, but at 23, did I skip you? My bad. You talk about it. If I skipped it, I might have skipped it. I don't know.
Teo, I kind of want to say Teo for you because I know that that's your goat. Teo was immediately a cool character to me. I thought that her infatuation with Genharva, fuck, I said his name.
Say it.
Her infatuation with that man was like disgusting, but the way that she went about it, the way that she expressed herself during it was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was genuinely funny and shit. But I do respect her that she can be that way on one end, and on the other end, she can be a cold priestess when it needs to be done. In the moment where she was able to see his reflection in the lake of reflection, and she just kept composed, kept it cool.
She did not panic. Stop playing with her.
At all. And then whenever the confrontation with Cigar and Nanthus happened, went straight to work. If only this bitch ass nigga just if only this dude
he just got off the
just
fence
locked
earlier, you would have been fine.
if he just locked in, I wouldn't have had to see that shit in her neck. And she would have cooked more. It is what it is. It is what it is. The only reason she's this low, I need her to be nice to Ivy. Stop being mean. Stop being mean to Ivy. You need to stop and y'all need to talk. Get this shit done.
Y'all need to hash it out.
I love Ari too much. I can't have you disrespecting her.
That's fair.
Lock in.
That's fair.
You replaced her real friend, bro. You gotta respect it. Come on. That ain't her real friend.
Okay.
KG, you're up at 20.
This is too low.
This
Can
is
I
also
put
way
20
too low.
and 19 at, can I talk about 20 and 19 at the same time?
Go ahead.
Because, yeah. So, for Veritra and Taxaka, like, to me, like, one Veritra clan, I think, like, they are the coolest in their clan, outside of one guy we're gonna talk about later, but they just haven't been in the story for long enough, that, and
There you
I
go.
gave the edge for Taxaka just for one reason. I think the things he's gonna be more involved in and more important in are things I am more invested in. And also I expect some good ass moments with Agwen, but I think like whenever like Verita is the most important and whenever Taxaka seems gonna be the most important, I think the Taxaka things is like are gonna be the things I enjoy more, so I give him a slight edge. Just out of assumption. But they're basically at the same place for me.
Too low. But I'll forgive this transgression against me and my clansmen. Just this once. Just this once. Alright, I got Utah at 20. Now I know this might be low for some people.
Some too low.
That's low. Oh.
Talk about some too
Might be
low.
too high. Might be too high, Loki.
I said it. I
yeah,
said
I'm gonna say-
I said it before anyone else said it. So shush. I said I know this is too low for a lot of people.
I'm gonna have beef with you with your 11 versus your 6, by the way. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Utah is a character that I truly received. Shit, he had me in him and Lisa's conversation had me in tears not too long ago. The thing about me is from a pure enjoyment, entertainment standpoint, this is the time where I liked him the most. When he was developing and he was horny and he's putting his meat scarf around her neck, and Kasak was like, read this book about anatomy of servers and whatnot. Like that is actually like the most fun I was having with him. It's not to say his role didn't evolve. He isn't important. I don't still like him, but he did kind of fall to the wayside for a bit, and like the role that he plays now is like the whole like, oh no, if I do anything I'm gonna eat everybody and devour everybody. It's cool, but like it's not as fun. That's the only reason why he kind of dropped a little bit. But listen, I'm a Jatayu Utah Cali is his real name, perhaps Enjoyer, but yeah, the puberty tweaker, yeah, that shit was so funny to me.
He hungry.
He horny.
I got Saha
He hungry.
Saha on 19. Saha on. Saha off. But yeah, I got him on 19. Again. The way he just like came in the story, you realize he was like president and he was like a super dope magician, and then like the way he just applied pressure on Asha, I was like, oh nah, these halves, you going to jail. Like we putting you on trial. Like he just came out of nowhere and started applying pressure. And I'm like, yo, when characters come and do stuff like this, it truly does move me. And like the kind of like I don't know if I call it tragedy, but the tragic part of his life with him having to be attached to Lorraine, that dumb bitch, fucking raggedy bitch of all people. And the way that she opened up that door, then she got packed because of her dumb ass, and just like the way it all comes full circle. It's kind of poetic in its own right, but just like for the little role that he had, I honestly think he had tremendous impact and a trickle down effect and other aspects of the story that happened later on, despite him not being here anymore. I just thought that he had a great thematic role for the time that he was here. So shout out to him. Shout out to Saha. He looked good too. Shit. The white's clean. Yeah, the white, yeah, it's clean. You know what I'm saying? Kind of clean though. Yeah, you gotta pick better though. Lorraine stinks, brother. That was your downfall, honestly. Anyways, 19 for Glam. Too low.
Is what is. Found out the god of death. You know,
I
Needing the
actually have
woman to
been
protect
I have
Way
the
too
exact
low.
same spot as
Way
you.
too low.
I have the exact same spot as you.
Too low. Disrespectful.
Yama gets this high due to his limited amount of screen time off of primarily two things. That is what
Being
he
goated.
does with Human Shuri. Well, that's what he does with Human Shuri. and the role he played in the period of time during when the gods were trying to get Ananta the fuck out of here, and when him and Kubera pulled up on Kanara. I think he really displayed what makes him different from the other fifth Sen gods in a way where he is able to, I think, in many respects, balance Agni's empathy with Chandra's pragmatism in a lot of ways. I think he really is kind of like the middle point between them. When you look at what he's got, his abilities are fucking raw across the board, even though we don't really know that much about them in retrospect. But his abilities are raw. The doing paperwork gimmick, I think, bolsters his personality when you can think about how he can play off other characters. I really enjoy his dialogue is always pretty insightful as to who he is as a person because he doesn't really affect the plot in a lot of ways. It's mainly just character oriented stuff. But when you do get it, I think he really makes himself stand out in comparison to a lot of the characters in the story. Even though I think he is like a side character among side characters, but I think that role fits him perfectly at this point in time. If he if he has more of a presence in the narrative, he'd be higher. It's the same way I view guys like Ritra and Taksaka. Um, you just gotta be in the story more of it for me to get you past like top 15, top 10, top 5. If you want to, even if you're written well, you got to get to that point.
Do you want to tag in, Bao?
The only thing I really can add on to that is you mentioned it earlier. His moments with Ushas were very touching to me.
Oh yeah, yes, that as well.
I'm on a personal level. It was very touching to me to see that, and it just made what I already liked about him, what was already established about him. It just added on top of that. It made me like him. But yeah.
It's okay. I'll fix this later when it's my turn. Don't worry. You're up for 18. Wow.
Who don't have an 18? Mama? Oh, Randa, the wife of Randa.
Chill the fuck out,
bro, she's a mother. What do you want me to
Oh,
say?
you're too horny, man. This is
fucking
nasty.
She's a mother. Now listen, for 18 years, I've only had eyes for you. When she said that to Rand, it was done. It was put for me. I love romance. I love Rand. You give a wife to Rand, she's goat. It's that simple, really, to be honest with you. It's really that simple. Right? It's just that simple. Also, this
her shit out too. The amount of
bro,
children in that period of time.
in 7 years, goddamn, that nigga was fucking. But this blurs it up. I also really did like that little moment she had at the start of the season where it was like she held a little resentment for the fourth child. I forget the child's name. But where she had a little resentment for the fourth child because it's a
you say that now
it is
because
a very
I know a
real
lot. I know a lot of people that dislike her because of that. A lot
thing.
of
Man.
I
Them names
dislike her too, but
we don't talk to, KD included. But I really did like that moment because it's a very real thing that I've seen in real life happen to many mothers where they do resent their child, and even if it's not the child's fault, it's something that just happens because what you and your husband decided to do. And I do like
shout out a realistic interpretation of postpartum.
exactly,
yeah,
and
see, yeah,
her and
Korrigan
Ran
did right by
addressed it
doing that.
properly.
I just still dislike her as a person, but Korrigan like did right by factoring that in. I
Her
just don't
her and
like her as
Ran
much.
did address that like very maturely where they're like, this is our fault. We can't really place the blame on the child. This is our fault for what we did. We have to take responsibility for it. And I really like Ren, bro. I really like Ren. The way that she was like carrying her own weight, and she was carrying Ren low key at the end of season 2, all that combined, I love Rhaenyra, bro. She is a fantastic character to me. I adore this woman, and it broke my heart when she died in the universe of potential. She broke my heart.
Yeah, she does a lot of very small things that really matter. That was actually pretty realistic. Yeah, I defend her in that case every time. The pre-confession drama was a bit too much, though. Mm.
That shit was cute to me. That was adorable.
I want KG's 18.
Yo, my girl,
Kubera.
Layla. Layla.
Hemawati.
I don't think like there's much that needs to be said. I like her role in the story. I like her personality. I like her design. She's really cool, man.
Fair enough. Sometimes you gotta keep
That's
it
that's
simple.
definitely not enough. For Lila, you tripping.
See,
But
here's
we'll
the
fix
thing,
that
Glam.
when it's my turn. We'll fix that
Glam,
when it's
see,
my
I
turn.
was
Don't
about
worry.
to say, I know all of you are gonna gush about her, so I'm gonna
We'll
keep it
fix
simple.
that.
I know you're gonna gush about
Put respect on the pale queen. That's all I'm saying. All right.
her.
18, Glam.
All right. We got horsey time. Big horse. I can't wait for him to be Pegasus Man when he goes fifth stage. Just my
Is he
dog.
horsing around?
A fly. No, just my dog. He's been a consistent presence throughout the story, and every time he shows up, he is a net positive to whatever's happening, even when he's just playing neutral. From the first iteration that he has with his dynamic with Lenny, and then when he pulls up a Night at Rain Fire to make Maruna and Kasak quit being stupid heads, fucking lamos over there, just get him like, shut the fuck down, boy. I'm a horse. You got nothing on me. that was my guy at the time.
I'm a horse.
But then when he's coming, he consistently has good, I think, inference dynamics with a lot of people, like with Kasak and him, like being like brother figures to each other, and then how he takes care of Lenny, and then in addition to that, his dynamic with his mother, which is finally getting the more upfront role that it deserves, which is going to probably be a lot more fleshed out. But I also think he actually has a very underrated dynamic with Genharva, where Chess seems to be more like,
Oh, brother.
I guess, sort of an advisor to him, talking about like ways in which Genharva needs to make decisions in order to better himself and the people around him.
Make
He
this
actually does
decision
that
to
as part of the-
self-delete, Ganhavra.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yo.
we need that best possible future player. Calm down.
Destroy
calm
your
down,
own
calm down.
soul. Destroy it.
The second one can't be that bad, bro. Come on.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. It's
That
probably
bad.
just like
Maybe the best possible future happens when he dies, not like in the right time, right moment.
That's literally the exact opposite. But anyways,
Listen in the right moment, in the right moment.
and then in particular, his dream tracking sequence with Genharva, I think, is really the reason he gets up this high, because it shows who he is as a character, how his role in the story impacts the overall plot a lot more deeply than I think any of us would have given him credit for up until that moment of the story, and then also displays a fair amount of world building in addition to that, because we didn't really understand what the dynamics were between like that portion of his clan and also what, like, for instance, Sur clan dynamics with humans back in the day, totally different during his period with Aravata and the ancient humans as opposed to what it is now. So, and Chess to me, he's always come across as, he is quite raw when he gets moving. Like the beginning, I'll always remember the beginning of season 3 when he pulls up the Sazeraan's kids. That boy was moving. He didn't hesitate to get them out of danger against those fucking fish in the water. So yeah, that's why he gets that. That's why he gets this high. And I think, potentially speaking, I don't think he'll stay in that rank, but I do think he has top 10 character potential. Just for like brief moments though, but I don't think he'll ever stay there.
oh,
for
meet
a long
potential, man. Oh, will he evolve? Will he? I'm joking.
Yeah, see,
You're
y'all
fifth-
operating under Will. I'm operating under Wen, so it's different from me.
They say Ganhavra's
evolution.
only redeeming character trait is that his daddy is his daddying until he pulls his act together. He just needs to drown. Okay.
We're gonna talk about Gandhavra. We're gonna have long conversation
And
about
I
it.
will be checked out.
I will not be
Oh
there.
my god. I will
Me,
not
I
me
be
won't-
and
there.
Glenn, we're gonna.
I won't be there no matter what.
Yeah. Listen, me and Glam, we're gonna be there. We're gonna hold it down.
My 18 is Kalavinka. This is a
You a
character.
hater though.
This is a character that I didn't initially really want to like or like that much, but she grew on me. Like she grew on me. She just grew on me. So this is why like she's probably not as high as some people might want her to be and stuff. But she's actually genuinely funny. It really meant a lot to me for like the siblings to start getting together and stuff with Maruna, Yuta, and Kalavinka and everything. The part when like Brilith was a child and those weird like loser monster things were attacking and she came through, took off the necklace, then her head was just like transformed because she got that belligerence. She's a good character, man. She's really good. I always I think it was every once in a while I laugh about it every time when like she was talking about Ran in such a high regard and Maruna's like he's got like 3 kids. He's married.
He's got
That
4
was-
kids.
that
He's
was
married.
hilarious.
like like like
I
Mar-
was about to say, y'all talking about Claude's comedy. I think she's funnier than him. To be quite honest with you.
I'm not mad at that, Jay. I'm not mad at that.
I here's
I
actually
think she's visually funny.
here's my pushback. She's more I'm gonna say slapsticky, comedic, traditional funny. Where Claude's own like if you're not really like into him or not paying attention, it can kind of go under the radar. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there's different ways
Yeah.
to be humorous. I think Claude's probably funnier, but I don't know. Maybe I'll come back. But
I'll say
she did add like a
They're
lot, inject a lot of good humor into like these moments that I really
Yes.
like.
they're top 2 when it comes to comedic characters in the story. And I think that's pretty objective in
Mhm.
terms of if you're looking at everybody else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. I want Bow 17. Oh brother.
Who does 17 for me, bro? Man, glad took all the fucking spotlight, bro. Hey, man. She raw, bro. She raw. Whenever she walked in that tower and it was looking at that bitch, you dying today. All y'all dying. I was like, hey, man, she's good. And Gleb actually, like, brainwashed me low key on Brahma to actually
Shout out me.
appreciating her ability more. I was like, because initially I was probably like along the
He
same
was
lines
trying to
as
fight me.
Naya. Exactly. I was probably similar to Naya in the way I thought about her. I wasn't moved too much, but Glam would just like he did today. He was doing his fucking brainwashing, and I was like, you know what? I actually
Just
feel it,
putting
bro.
my WWE promo. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Instead of
I
doing-
I actually feel it. She arguably is top 5 Aura in the series for me. I think she's definitely up there. But I mean, Glam already took out the spotlight, so I can't really say much. But yeah, Brahma goat.
Also, yeah, just gotta say this. If she ever gets summoned, Lutz, watch the fuck out. I'm sorry, you're getting packed up. But if we get Lorraine plus her, that's going to be a Kobe and Shaq level of degeneracy that we're going to see in the story. And that's just
I'm not ready for that.
it's going to be real bad for a lot of people. If
See,
that's
but
the
like I
combo.
think like it would be more streamlined if Lorraine is the one to summon her. I think Lutz summoning her would be more interesting.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting either way. But I'm
Yeah.
here to just see people get angry if it's Lorraine. That's really what it is.
You know what? I might join Naya if she teams up with Lorraine. I might join Naya with the Brahma agenda. Not gonna lie.
Hey, join the right side of history, man. Come
If
on.
Lorraine is on that side, it definitely is the wrong side. So I'll join you.
Of course.
KG 17.
17. Yeah, it's also Kalavinka. I think like me and Naya like are the only people that aren't as high on Kalavinka as the others. I just find her funny and cool. I enjoy her relationship with Ran, and that's about it. Yeah, I really like her, but not as much as the other two. They're gonna hype her up way more.
Yeah. You guys,
I'm gonna do some sucking when I get the television.
you guys can cook.
Thanks.
You guys can cook. You can cook with Lila too, but I still got some shit in the chamber for Lila.
I'm about to be gassing her up like Shaq gasses up Trey Young. Oh,
go ahead.
oh.
go 17 clan.
17, priest of darkness, my goat, the wielder of the spear of Surya, bitch. It's time. That's my girl. She's out here.
Yeah, I'm a better. Sorry. I had a moment. Continue. I had a moment. That was actually the intrusive thought I had in my head. Cause
What did you say, Daniel?
I said, yeah, I'm a better. Cause like, cause when I clicked the begin the picture of Lila, I saw Yama in the bottom right saying 19. I'm like, man, you better. That's why. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
anyways. When she said Idha A2 in season 2, there's only a handful of things I can remember get me that hyped. Seeing her summon that dude to the fucking service. But outside of that, she's really a season 3 character. Like season 1, she's just like backstory for Asher Billith, whatever. Season 2, it's like, okay, I got my funny dynamic with Claude where I fucking kick his face in when he wakes up. Cool, whatever. Season 3, though, dream tracking, on point, getting in there, saving Brilla's ass from Asha. Also getting that Saha dynamic in, helping Claude out, getting the reveals of like, oh, who's fucking around in this dude's head? Who's the guy that gave him the Oracle? That's cool and all. The number one reason why she is this high is that I think her dynamic with Chandra, who we'll get to a little later, is probably, and you check me on this one too, I think it is one of the 5 to 10 best dynamics in the entire story. And it's really just within that period of time between the beginning of season 3 up until the time travel. I think they work off each other so fucking well. Like the way he'll like start spewing some bullshit and then she'll just be like, yeah, but fuck you though. And like that's basically how their conversations go all the time. But then when Kurigam introduced the subtle undertone, and I'm not going to say it's not even really subtle, the romantic undertone that they have for each other, I think it works really fucking well between the two of them. And I really enjoy, even though we've gotten only a teeny tiny bit of it, her and Lee together, I think is really interesting given who they are in terms of how important they are to the main plot of what's happening. I think if we ever do get more of that, I think it might be along the lines of the most philosophical Lee's might get, because Lila's really a character that I think brings out a higher level of intelligent dialogue between the characters that are around her. But for whatever reason, I can't really pinpoint a reason for why that is, but she really does seem to get characters yapping in a way that sort of is better than what the story gives on average, which is saying something considering that Kubera's dialogue is one of its best strengths. And she's surprisingly raw. Like, I did not expect her to be as much of a combatant as Kurigam puts her into positions of being. Oh, and I also can't forget, her and Jabril also impacts her dynamic with Brilith as well.
Yep.
So Lila's just...
You could leave the Jabril stuff. Leave that for me, please. Leave me something.
Oh, I got...
Leave me something.
Yeah. Lila's just a model of greatness throughout the story. Like, I really do think that she just doesn't miss when she's on screen.
Okay, that was everyone's 17, so I'm actually behind one. Okay, I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do 2 in a row. I don't want anyone to yell at me. Just leave me alone with this pick. All right. I
already see it.
I don't wish to be yelled at. Okay, it's Yaksha. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. I know why he moves the needle. I feel it. I understand. He's him. He yeeted Ashura. The connection to Ram, the Yaksha clan, Hanuman, all of it. I understand.
Are you lost?
King of the land. He got a W against the Great Snake. That counts. He got to win. He had to use a save state. He said, "Oh shit, I died. Save state. Try again." Okay, I understand. John Bavant, all of it is so good. He's just not my man's though. He's not my man's. He's y'all man's, but I respect it. So I gotta put him up there, but he's not my man's. You get what I'm saying? Okay? That's not my clan. So, all right. Listen, he's cool. He's raw. But yeah. You see, I see you trying to use the ancient tongue of my people. He's not. He's just a wee bit more of y'all man's than he is my man's. Now I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, Great Snake. Yes, I will say it like that. Now, the next one is actually my only disgusting pick. I admit it. I don't care. It's Shiva.
It's not even a real.
It's Shiva. It's Shiva. That's the best primeval. That's the best primeval god. I don't want to hear it. He is the best one. He's the best one. All he had to do was erasing existence, and I said that's a top 5 moment. You in the best.
Oh, so
You in the best side story in my delusions. Hold on.
He's
He-
also I'm a
So
big
was
I'm a big
Yakusha.
up you here, Naya. This dude is also like the most drippiest homeless man I've ever seen in
that's
my
what I'm
entire
saying.
life.
He has rags on, but he look cold. He look cold. He got rags on. That's not rags to riches. That's just rag and raggedy. But he make it look. He make it look good. Even his previous universe form was raw. Okay. That listen. I have to tell you, out of all the 4, he's my favorite. So if you saw Cali, you were gonna see him. Did I think he'd make it as high as 16? No. Well, here we are.
damn it.
They said shameless. I like it. Honestly, surprised it's only at 16 here. I won't lie to you. It was higher at one point.
Man, I respect it, to be honest. I respect it.
Mhm.
Both me
I
and
was
Naya
worried
really did
that
kind of
my
hold
list
back
would be
on
disgusting.
I'm gonna be real. If I was just going off of the agenda for this dude that me and I have, Shiva would not be. He'd be like, the spot would be disrespectful. Let me just say that he would be so much higher on mine. Y'all would get actually angry at me if you saw where Shiva was. If it was my agenda. I can't. I gotta
Oh,
project.
that man. Oh my God. Hakai
He's
so
so
raw.
raw. He's so raw.
So wrong, bro.
All right,
I love
Glam
It's like
16.
I know one of you two fuck some shit up, and I'm.
It's Glam's turn.
Teo Rakan. That's my girl right there, man. Oh, we've already talked about season
If she
2.
was your girl, she'd be higher. I'm kidding. Go ahead. This is a good spot. It's a good spot. It's a good spot.
okay.
It's a good spot. It's a good spot. It's a good spot.
I got other whammon above. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We already talked about season 2. Again, Harvard Dynamic, cold. Love to see it. Raw. Her calm and composed. Raw. Her abilities, because what she pulled up on Sagara, she was about to pack Riagara and Pingara the fuck up in that little in the chaos bubble.
Fighter.
They were about to learn that humans are not shit. They were about to learn the hard way against that one. But also, I think season 3, with what she contributed, even if it wasn't really her, it's like it was still like, it's still her, you know. There was plenty of that, like what she was doing in that time was really impactful. I already talked about the Irie stuff when I was going over Irie. I also think it looked good on Teo as well. I also think Trigam took a great time to approach the theme of what does it mean to be like an individual? Do your memories dictate who you are? Does your soul dictate who you are? Does your name dictate who you are? What does it mean to be you? Is Teo still her if it's not like the same soul or whatever Hodi Vishnu does in that moment? And I'm glad, and I like the conclusion the character came to, even if it's not a conclusion that I would necessarily agree with in like a real world sense. But I think for the story, it was fantastic. But I also really, really like, and this is also spoke to on Manaka's behalf, the way she plays into how Genharva's plot will go moving forward. I think, potentially speaking, I might even be nasty with this. I think her and Genharva could be even better than Brilith and Agni, or just as good, depending on how much focus it gets. I'm just saying, y'all can hate it all you want, but she looked at that sexy motherfucker and was like, that's my man.
I muted him.
Glam, I'm
I muted
on
him.
your
bro.
side with
I
that
muted him.
camera.
I
You
turned him
got
off. I'm
far.
okay. I put it back
I
on.
was on your
Bro.
side, but now it's too far.
Bro.
I do think it has a chance. Do I think that chance will be realized? Not really, but I think it has a chance to be that level of dynamic at the very least. And I think, potentially speaking, I think Kurigam has really shown that she loves letting loves letting Teo get really involved in terms of combat, which is something she usually holds characters back with. So I get the feeling that next time when we see Teo, she's really gonna start fucking packing people up if she has to.
Is she gonna be dual
And
wielding or not?
she's gonna be single wielding it. She's gonna be doing like her fencer type beat, but she's gonna have more of those chaos abilities going off, I think, as opposed to the sword shit. But and again, I can't forget this either. Her and Elwyn is also really, really, really good. And just even if it's a limited sample size, I really like her perspective on that, and I like how
That was my honorable
and
mention for a reason.
and as opposed to other characters in the story where we get a lot of like half racists. Roosh is an example of that, where She isn't like really, really half racist, but she like throws little swords out. We can't forget when she folded Clary in that bar, even though we all kind
Cook that bitch. Oh
of.
my god.
I really like Teo's role in the story,
Clary
even if
almost
it
made
is.
it, but made on my list almost.
Yeah, I think
Bro.
I really like Teo's role in that regard, even though like the half rights dynamic isn't really that fleshed out. I do like where she stands in terms of the setting in that regard. But yeah, I could go even further, but I'm gonna let Naya cook because that's his girl.
How about she train Lee's? How about that,
Listen, man, Naya's got that. We ain't gonna talk about that yet.
You left me the hard part.
Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta gas it up. You
I
gotta
wanna-
like
I
just
wanna
act like it's gonna happen. And
I
gas it
want to
up.
say too low, but I'm okay with this. I feel okay with this spot. Bow.
Second Richard Clan member, we got Daddy. Oh my God, Kasak is such a goat, bro. I'm really gonna let Blam cook it. I know this is his man's for real, but Kasak
Yeah.
has one of the rawest designs in the series, easily. Pardon, I
The,
love his design,
the Kaido killer.
bro. Hey, the One Piece killer, if we're being honest. But
Facts.
Kasak is fucking amazing, bro. I have so much hope for him and Agwin and Taksaka, honestly, in the future. I love how Kasak and Lees were like homies in the Sura realm. The way that Lees described it was they were like the only quote unquote humans, so they had no choice to really like bond and shit. Even when they got back to the human realm, Lees and Kasak were buddy buddy until Lees had to take off and do her shit with the group. But Kasaki is amazing. I love Kasaki. Obviously, Reacher Clan, so I'm biased as fuck. But when it's Reacher Clan, I'm a dig ride. I can't help it. It is what it is. But Kasaki is amazing. But I'm really gonna let Glam cook because I know that's his man. So, but yeah, Kasaki at 16. Honestly, too low, but hey, man, it is what it is.
Okay.
KG turn. You're going twice.
Chandra,
You're going
my guy.
twice. Yeah.
Okay, actually perfect. But with Chandra, I find him a very interesting character because I don't think I'm as high on him as like others are, but I find him very interesting because he's that character that's a reflection for who you are as a character, which makes him very good in these stories because if he can find a hole in you, a weakness, he's gonna make it very clear that you have that weakness in you and abuse you and use you as much as he can. But that's what makes his relationship with Layla so interesting because one, his gimmick doesn't work on her, and she is his weakness, which is like why I enjoy that relationship so much.
Well said. Keep, keep
But
going. Keep going. If you have more to say, or not, go to 15.
no, I know Chandra's. They're gonna talk about him way more. I'm gonna leave some for them. As now for the guy that's next to him, my guy, Saha.
Saha.
See, I don't know if Bob, if you remember, like when I first read Kubera, the
Mhm.
first thing I said is like I needed someone to come and like a magician to show that he's better in Ash in some way.
I
Because
do
again,
remember. I do remember.
that goes back to the prodigy thing. I don't like it when like in a system that's been established for so long, a character can just be there and like because he's a prodigy and because he's smart, he's just smarter than everyone. Like experience and abilities and these things don't matter. And until Saha came, like it was very clear to me that Asha is number one. She was just better, smarter, more competent, all of these things. Then he just came in and like he came with such competent and like he started moving, he started doing things and like I enjoy this. I enjoy how competent he was. And like he's the only character that like when I see a character like in love with a character that I hate, I usually text him. This is like the only character that I text the character I hate even more for him. He's like
I
he's
respect
that
it. It's like not
that's
fuck
like my
Saha. Fuck you, Lorraine. You suck.
yes,
It's not his fault. You
exactly.
suck. And I felt that in my heart.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy, man.
I love it.
Also, one comment about Chandra I wanted to say, I forgot about it.
Hmm.
Uh, that's the one thing I feel weird about the God of Light's weapon. I think not a spear, but a weapon like that should have been for Chandra. I think it fits his personality way more.
Think so, eh?
Yeah, I think like
Nah.
a weapon that's about guilt It's not about like doing something wrong or bad or
Yeah, well,
right.
you know, the
It's
god
about
of light
things.
gotta illuminate that guilt. So it's him, Mo better. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, see, Glam, I think you
Good,
would agree
good
that
place,
Chandra
Gamma.
would
Good
use a
place.
weapon like that, and it would make more sense for him, from what I've seen so far.
No, no, no.
I'm not mad at that honestly.
He believes it. He believes it.
Hmm. Okay, so wait, wait, did you? What did we all just do?
I did
16,
I
15.
15.
finished 14. I finished to 14.
Oh,
I think.
No, you did 15. So we're all on 15
Yeah,
now. Okay.
yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I gotta do my 15,
hold
which
on.
which is funny. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, my shout out just to Raltara, Blitz Tactics. I
Yeah,
thought that was gas. I have the God of Earth, God Kubera at 15.
I might
Um,
have to fight you.
this he was one of the harder people for me to place. I honestly could push him to 13 if I'm being honest, but I'll leave. I decided to do this because of. It'll all make sense in a second. He was a character for a really long time. It wasn't necessarily that I hated him or didn't like him, but I just didn't know how to read him. So my intrigue level was always high, but I'm like I don't know what's going on with him. He seems kind of cold, like hot and cold, black and white. Like, and then obviously we learned Manasavin, him, what was going on. Then it all made sense. And then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, do I have to like? Are there moments where it was kind of Manasavin where I enjoyed it, not really realizing? Do I have to like subtract from those because that's really Manasavin masquerading as Khan Kubera? And now it's
Yeah,
kind
but you didn't reread, so you don't know.
of so I had that struggle. So that was like kind of like the main reason where I was like you're probably right. With a reread, I probably would like it. I'd see more, I'd understand more contextually, and I'd probably be able to parse through it better. But I can't do that right now. That being said, when he was coming with like not why did I almost call the man Enkidu? That's crazy. Anon. When and he came. Was it that arc he came through? Was it when he
And
started to like doing his like Nanta like when he started to do like his detective work, then him and Yama were down there with Kinaravata and everything like that, and they said they do everything for the sake of Ananta. That's when I think I started to kind of come around to him. Then learning more about like him in the previous universes, and then him talking down to Brahma Tax was great, but yeah. I don't know. He could be. I'm comfortable putting him at 13 for the time being, but until I really parsed what was him, what was Manasavin, I can't go any higher than this for the time being. So yeah. All right. We're gonna pass it to Glam. Chandra.
15. I got Chandra, God of Darkness. That's my man's. Oh boy, it's I don't know. I don't like. It's weird for me. I could talk about his dynamic with Lila, but like that's not really the reason he's this high. And it's weird because I don't really know why I fuck with dude so much, but he has a presence about him when he's a forefront character in the story where it's really hard for me to not want to see him keep cooking. Because throughout the entirety of you could argue for most of the beginning of season 3, he's like the number one dude pushing the plot forward in a lot of cases. Like he's making everybody do moves to get this Taraka shit handled. He's handling what's going on with Brills to a certain extent when Agni's getting in his feelings about it. He's got his stuff going on with Lila a lot of the times. He fucked up Sierra so bad. That one was fucking crazy. And then we have the fight with Kadru on top of that, and the ending to that with him and Lila.
They ruined that man's mind, bro. Y'all ruined it.
But like as I say, the Kadru fight is a huge deal into this for me because when the way he kills Kadru and the way that interaction ends, I think is really emblematic of who he is. Like in a lot of ways, I think he's trying to find his own place among the universe where he thought that he knew what he was before. Because he used to be in previous eras that we've seen him in. He comes across to me. You guys tell me if you disagree with this. He comes across to me as the guy that was like a primeval dick rider in a lot of ways. But then experiences with Vishnu and Kali and Brahma, I think, have soured him to that. But he's still playing a role in where he's unsure if he should deviate from those plans because he doesn't know if his own path is the best way moving forward. And I really like the way he sort of, even though he can't apply this to himself, he tells Lila when she kills him, like, you need to find your own path and escape this sort of influence that they're trying to put you under, which I think can
I
be reflected on him as well. And that makes me, the reason why he's this high and as well as that is when he asked her to resummon him. When he does get resummoned, because I think if he doesn't, I think it's a missed opportunity. When he does get summoned, I think he'll probably be the most interesting character in the story in a way that was sort of reflective as to what Kubera was in the past, where we're really going to be like, what is he going to do? What side is he going to pick? How's he going to choose his own destiny going forward? Which I think is primarily what his main internal character conflict was prior to his death.
I I'm not sure if I would say that he was a dick rider. I think with him, because like he's like the most aware of how the situation is. Like he understands their power, their abilities, and
Yeah,
everything.
now he is. I was saying before,
N-
really, I
No,
think
no, I
before
think it's
Amanda's
like
death, he was more of a dick rider.
I would say like even before, like he just understood his position. It's not that he was a dick rider. He understood other people are stronger, more aware, and all of these things. And now he's like he just can't accept, like he understands the truth but like somewhat can't accept where they are going, so he's trying to find a way that fits what he wants.
I
Naya
feel it.
Bell. You got
Um, he definitely. I kind of agree with both of you. Where like I'm kind of a middle ground of like maybe he just understood the hierarchy in his role, and thus didn't really fight against it. But I do think that he's starting to see the errors of their ways and whatnot. But he's not entire. I could see the struggle, the internal struggle of like, but what if what I come up with is not any better or worse, perhaps. I don't know that I saw him being super like lock in step, like everything they do is right, but he was much more aligned, and that conflict
Yeah,
and deviation definitely came later on as he started to see more and experience more. So that's kind of my best answer for the time being. I probably wouldn't
yeah,
go as far as rod writing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I
wouldn't
think it's
call him
just
that at all,
yeah.
personally.
I
Oh,
think he's just
I
a
also say,
realist.
his abilities are just cool as shit across the
True.
board. Like even as a support oriented character, I think his abilities are just super fucking cool
Mm-hmm.
for what he brings to the table.
He also has one of the coolest pages in the entire
Oh no,
season.
he's got a. It's not just one of. He's got a couple pages where he looks
He
fucking
had,
lean in
he had
season
some
three.
steak panels, bro. This.
All right, Bow.
I
Um,
need.
you're gonna do 15 and 14. Then we're gonna come to KG.
But, I, Yui, just like Naomi said, the superior sibling of the two.
Woo!
Um, I think it was honestly one of the first. Her and somebody else that I have a bucket list were the two characters that were like the main ones that like locked me into this series. Her fight, and the Night It Rain Fire was honestly hype as shit to me. I thought she was raw,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad that that is actually being carried over. The potential clapping
We
with
just
her
need Flow Four stage,
and there you
and we
go.
got it.
There you
We
go.
got it. We
The
got it.
potential clapping with her and Pope is has me very intrigued.
Woo!
The fact that Irie is gonna be involved in a potential romantic dynamic with Ashura, much less more like I'm already like if it's romance, I'm there. I'm cooking. I'm biased as fuck. But the fact that there's gonna be a different race as well, I think that adds another level of interest to it. I also just agree that every time she is in the plot, it's always interesting to me. I like when she came back for the trial at the end of season two. I thought that was really dope to see her and for her to give her perspective on the situation whenever she was asked what she would have done in Asha's position. And then
Mm-hmm.
in season three, I'm glad that we kind of like almost immediately we got reintroduced to her. And initially, she did have my favorite design in season three
Yeah,
until
the white outfit is fucking.
yeah, it sure was hard as fuck. And
I like the
she
buns
looks
more.
dope
The
as
the
shit.
buns that I like more though.
The buns are raw, but this just moved me.
Nah,
Until,
seeing them shoulders, that
I,
I understood at that moment what it was.
until we saw a certain somebody who we're gonna get to later, her and Lee, I feel like they've already known this. Until we saw a certain somebody later in season three, she had my favorite design alongside Lee's in season three. But I also liked her the whole situation she got going on with Teo about her Ozof not being there anymore. And that whole thing, it hurts me on a personal level. I'm like, Teo, be nice. Stop being mean. Make a new friend. She's gonna make a new friend. Be nice to her, please. She's a sweetheart, bro. And I love Irie. I love Irie. Just like I said, she was one of my first favorite characters, I would say. So she's always had a special place in my heart in this series.
Hell yeah.
And what did I have at 14?
Bug legs.
Oh, Mira! Another
The
priest
dates, right?
is. Yo, y'all gotta let the bug legs go.
I'm
bro.
not ever
They
going to do that.
they raw and they
I'm
oh
never gonna
wait.
go,
just-
but for completely different reasons.
She's they are the reason she's on my list. What do you mean?
Y'all gotta let or KG a freak. I ain't on no freakazoid shit. But hey man, she got
Doesn't.
her reasons, bro. But Mira is a very similar reason to some characters I gave before. I really appreciated how she came into the story on a very friendly tip with Lise.
Yeah.
It was like
No ulterior
getting
motive
to
it
a
seems.
point.
Yeah.
It was getting to a point at that point of the season where it was like, bro, Ran is like not seemingly not going to be involved with Lise too much anymore. So she's really just and Yuta's
Yuta's
on the
gone.
other.
Yeah, Yuta's gone at that point, and Ran is like going to find his brother. So it's like, fuck. Lee's got to
And
be alone with Asha.
that's what I'm. And every time Yuta did come around, he ate her in the wrong way. So it was like, bro, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, Lise can't keep getting destroyed like this mentally. So when Mira came up and was honestly on some friendship, she took her around Arrow Plateau. They went roller coasters. They got food together. All that. I was like, yo, I fuck with Mira. I really do like her. Plus, later on in the trial and Kubera, we really see how fucking smart she is in the head. I really that is honestly cool as fuck that she's that intelligent. And again, God, priestess, God dynamic potential with value. I hope
Loading.
it goes somewhere. I pray to God, even though I do like Roosh, it would be devastating if she had a better dynamic with value than Mira.
Facts.
That would be devastating to me. But Mira is I love Mira. Plus her design, again, I think she's one of the more beautiful characters in the series. Don't talk about the bug bites. They're fine.
Now we're going too far. Cause not even facially.
talk about
No,
the
not
bug
even
legs.
facially. Not it's cut. She's not top 10. Now we're doing too much.
I know what it is about. He's getting cooked by the purple hair. That's what it
The
is.
purple hair carries, bro. I'm sorry. That shit is powerful. Very powerful.
To be honest, like Ryan,
If
I
you
Senjo-
wouldn't say that he's
Senjo,
top
Sen,
10, then
Sen,
that's fine.
Senjo Gahara did it better. A little better.
That is true. That is true. Hey, no pushback from me. No pushback from me on that.
Shout out to Hitagi, the GOAT.
Big go.
14 kg. Oh, brother.
it's
Who is
time.
it? Who is
It's
it?
time for the god.
Yo!
It's time. It's time. See,
Ah!
I'll have to say this. I don't think any of you will back me up. She's the best villain in the story. She's not the best character that's a villain in the story, but I think she's the best villain in the story. She carries herself like the aura this woman has is immaculate.
I be trying
Like
to tell people, dog.
she's
I'll be
she's
trying not to
Scene
listen.
stealer.
also
She's a
also
scene stealer, dog. It just is what it is.
bro, the way this woman be moving, it just moves me. But also another thing with these type of characters, have been a lot of people that say that characters that can't go around and actually do things and fight on their own can't have any presence and excuse bad writing for that for certain stories. We're not gonna talk about that right now. This is an example of a character that doesn't have to just go around and start punching people and doing things and still has strong impact on the story and a strong presence. And that's another reason why I appreciate her so much. And she's beautiful also.
She be popping. I'm not gonna say what she be popping, but she be popping.
I'm so
I'm a
tired.
believer. Also, I understand the feeling of working so hard on something, then getting mad and trying to destroy it. I get it.
She's like, "Bro, my fucking toy's broken," and it's just like
And
it's like just like a paint smudge in the wrong spot.
Oh boy. Wait, that was your 14, wasn't it? Why am I confused? Hold on. 14. You did bug legs.
You haven't done my 14.
Okay, go ahead.
What it is.
Slams John.
14, Priest of Light, Saha. Best way he came into the story like a hurricane dog, and you're still feeling the after effects of that storm. even to this day. I feel like even just the most recent chapter we got, Asha talking about how she killed the man. It's like has a profound effect on Lise.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, I think we're probably gonna. I don't think his influence on the narrative and the characters is gonna really let up until the very end of the story. And I wouldn't be shocked if he has other machinations in his head that just somehow appear in the narrative and somehow still help them.
You know what? You know who he
His
reminds me of in a very small capacity, not in terms of how it's done, just the same, just the character having. Actually, no, it's not really the same. Continue. Never mind. Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna that's my turret man right there. People
gonna
be
say
forgetting
Kamina.
that he be forgetting they be forgetting that this man operated all the turrets in one city by himself during the fucking cataclysm. That's stupid. This man is dumb. Sniping people from a city to the South Pole. Like what the fuck? This man, he's insane. I don't even got to bring up how smart he is. I don't got to bring up how he put Asha in a literal and metaphorical box. I don't got to bring up how he knew that even though he was going to get packed up, I'm still going to prioritize the safety of this city and cause a fifth stage Rakshasa to be useless up until a god and another fifth stage pull up on her. I just like the way he came in and totally changed the tone of what was going on at the end of season 2 is something that you rarely ever see in any narrative, not even just in like a visual medium like this.
You gotta
And
respect it.
even in the short amount of time you have, you can tell the amount of respect a lot of characters have for him. You can tell how much he cares about the value of life just in general. You can tell how much of a principled dude he is, given that he's one, a judge, literally, and two, talks like has such high standards when it comes to crimes in general, and particularly magical murder. And you can tell even in the short amount of time they had scenes together and when they met. I think if we ever got more of him and Lise, this dude would have been out front and trying to help her no matter the cost at any point in his life. Not just because they had similar names, but because I think you could tell, because he took her aside multiple times off screen in season 2. We never got to really see what they talked about. He was looking out for this girl the minute she was associated with Asha. And to me, that speaks to a dude that likes when sees somebody's in a position where they're getting mistreated, he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that they get equal treatment on the positive end in the opposite direction. And that's one of the things that made, like, this guy is just a man of moral high standing over everything else, and that's
In a
one of the
series
many
where
ways.
everyone backstabs a lot.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah. Katan, good to see you. You did miss a lot, but I am going to post this on YouTube tomorrow, and the VOD will be up if you want to catch it later. My boy Griever, I hope all is good, man. We gotta talk. We gotta connect. It's been a while.
I think I recommend we do 2 at a time from this point because it is nearing 5:30. I don't know. You're on a bit of a time crunch.
I think we'll make it, but we can do that. And we'll do it. Okay, let's do that till 10 then. Up till 10. Like,
Okay.
time,
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I think I have to go. So I have a Nato at 14. How many times? How many times? The scroll is black. How many times, bro? Like, I struggle with this because it's like in my head I can make it make sense because it's like, okay, if he's a time axis and he's constantly time traveling, doing all these things, and he's seeing all kinds of stuff he can't really stop, etc. Whoop de whoop. I'm like, okay, I do think, even though I'm not seeing it all, he's probably the most tragic character in the series. I think you could really make that argument, which is why it moves me. But like, dog, I can't remember if it was him. I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been his. What do they call it? The shedding of a Nata, like the shedding,
Yep.
like I used to call it the lingering will, some Kingdom Hearts shit.
Yep.
They said the will to survive is not an instinct solely suited for like the weak. I can't remember the quote verbatim.
Yep.
And like, remember on the scroll when it said I don't want to die? I said, dog, my heart is sinking. He's a time axis in my delusions. Him and Manasa, the fact that he is the strongest nigga, could just surify and end the whole universe. King of the Snakes. Come on, man. Like, Anata, cold design. He looked cool. There was a scene where he has a lollipop. I feel like when they're time traveling something, and something happened with. He did something.
Well, that's his introduction.
His introduction. And he just straight up just like took somebody out someone's hand. Like, nah, I'm gonna just handle that. Like,
yep.
His relationship with Rao, I would, if possible, can get a bit more into, but that was cool. That shocked me. And one moment that I think it's actually a really good Garuda moment, in my opinion, all things considered. But I really like when he pulls up on him. When I think this was when before I think he almost killed Maruna, whatever possible timeline this was. He's like, no matter like what happens, like you're like never afraid to step to me. Like I respect that. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
like I was like, oh shit, like I don't know, man. This guy, he's him. This is the time axis. The great snake. The great snake. That's my guy, yo. Anata. He's one of my favorite Suras, one of my favorite kings. So yeah, I don't want to die. The paper is black. Anata is a side character that has the single greatest mini arc I've ever read. I feel it. He took out Ravana with one hit. We needed that. He just twisted Ganhavro's neck and took him away. Massive points for that. That's what it was. Yes. Ganhavro suffered. I needed that. Okay. We're all on 14, right?
I just finished 14, so I'm on 13 right now.
Okay, so let me go to 13 then, and then you'll do that too. Agni is the first god that I really liked, and one of the first. You'll see this in common with another character, and Bao something similar. Agni was one of my first favorite Kubera characters. He hasn't been around as much as I wanted, but when I tell you I really liked him, he was like top 3. So if you think about it, dropping 10 spots is pretty considerable, like it's pretty substantial. But because I liked him so much from the roles that he had in the beginning, up until even the second season and the third season with like Brilith, Asian Human, and her coming back, and then him having to like struggle, like him weirdly struggling with that. Like he's dropped, but like I've liked him so much that even though he's dropped, he stayed relatively high. I would be comfortable putting God Kubera in this spot though. I would be. And the latest thing I can remember him doing was with those like not I was called a machine person. It was that I can't remember whose dad it was. Was it the Kaz?
Well,
Someone's dad. Anyway,
the last thing he did was when him and Vayu pulled up on Basuki.
oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking before that with Mirha with the insight
Yeah.
part. You're right.
Yep.
But yeah, he's just a very like shout out to Babo Kim, idiots. What they call him, idiot Smithy in English or whatever it was. Like
Yep.
his relationship with. Listen, the only beef I have with him is we both want Brilith. And I'm gonna have to defeat the concept of fire in the universe. But other than that, yo, that's my man's. He cold. He got the drip. He like me. His chest always out. I understand. He wait, hold on. Agni, yeah. Agni is an instant likable character. Absolutely, he's dope. And he's got some dope ass abilities too, man. Some of his transcendentals and stuff are effing crazy. So shout out to my guy Agni. Bow.
Is he sleep? He might have walked away. I'm not sure.
All right.
But I made my fault. Can you hear me?
Yup.
13.
13. He's ominous and when I
Dreadful.
say it,
Dreadful.
dreadful. I
Yeah.
tried to, bro. I genuinely think from the bottom of my heart, and Glam can attest to this. I think that if you've only read Kubera one time, he might be like decently, probably around that like 17, 16 mark. But I think he's one of the few characters that guaranteed you'll have a changed opinion on him.
I
on the
would argue,
reread
and to be
because
honest,
of
I would
knowledge that you now
argue.
have.
I would argue that's the case even before the Manasvin reveal. To be quite honest, I think the Manasvin reveal just makes it even better when you go through it a second time.
You're right.
It
But,
just
hold on.
enhances
Katan's
it.
right about Agni's moment with Lee's being powerful, but when he said, I forsake paradise, yeah, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
That was clean.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Continue.
Oh, don't worry. When I get to Agni on my list, Blaze will occur. Just wait for it.
Same with this nigga here, but I'm gonna get
Yeah.
some shit off though. And I was of a very similar opinion to Naya. The first 2 seasons, I didn't know what the fuck this dude was doing. I didn't know if I should like him or dislike him because I didn't know what he was doing.
I was just monitoring. I'm like, I'm going to wait and see.
Exactly. I was literally just viewing everything he did, being like, okay, does this make sense? Does this make sense? And it never happened. It never made sense. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just let it come to me naturally. But one thing I always consistently liked about Kubera was his dynamic with Lee's. I think that I forget the name of the arc in season 2 after she draws the Sword of Return. When
Rift.
they Rift and Rift. that's what really hit me with this dude. And I was like, all right, you know what? Especially on the reread, that really hit me. And I really like this dynamic a lot that he has with Lee's. He also has a lot of moments, like I said before, if you bitch Indra, you're goaded immediately. Cook
Yep.
that nigga on the daily. Fuck that nigga.
He cooked Indra
Cook
so
that
hard
nigga.
that he doesn't like Lee just because she has his name. That's
Like,
how he got cooked.
you just by default you goaded off of that alone. He also has done it to Brahma, even though Brahma still looked dope in the moment. I don't care if she lost, she still looked dope in the moment. But Kubera, when he pulled up at the end of Kubera and Kubera, aura just bro,
I will
we
never forget
released.
because we just gotta say this for that moment.
We saw
When
Indra's pupils.
me and Naya, up until that point, when we saw the name of the arc, that was like our number one thing for like weeks. We were like, we need Lee
Yeah,
and
Yep.
Kubera in a scene
yeah.
together. And then when this dude pulled up, I think both of us like equally freaked out
It's
when
like,
he finally like it was
yep.
Booster. I was like,
It was so hype. It was so hype. But Kubera, I love this dude. He's just interesting as fuck. And I think that he still has a lot more to do, in my opinion. I also do agree with Glam on this one take that he has specifically about the dynamic with Lee's. I do think that we're gonna get some type of flashback or some type of initial meeting between the two prior to season 3 happening. Because the one we got in Crime and Punishment
And
or
him
whatever
literally
arc that
glowing
was
up to
called.
gold is raw every time, by the way.
That's bro, he's
Yep.
going Super Saiyan? He's dope. He's dope. He's raw. First time I saw that, I was like, he's dope. Yeah. Also, he has one of the funniest moments in the series. In season 1, whenever him and Lisa are talking, and Lisa's like, okay, so how do I get this bracelet off? The options were hilarious.
Oh, cut your hand off.
You cut your hand off. You ask the child to take it. I was like, this nigga's not serious. But he's unserious. And whenever he's in his little chibi form, hilarious. Just the way he looks goofy as
Man,
fuck.
just
That
in his fucking flotation
that's
tube
what-
in the water
and he's
channel. Like, what is
floating.
wrong with you?
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? He's goofy as hell. He's
No,
goofy as
he
fuck.
low key we do some funny shit. You really do.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I feel like it's obviously unintentional. That should be having me crying though. But yeah, I fuck with Dr. Kubera a lot. But yeah, number 13 I think is very respectable for this.
Glam's 13 now, and then after this we're gonna go to straight to 10. But after KG,
big,
but yeah.
big Vinka. That's my girl, man. It's time.
Talk about it.
We're gonna start glazing up the siblings, baby. It's time. The minute this chick came in Abyss, dog, it was over. It was over. Like she came in and she had what I would like to call the Shaq 1999 to 2001 finals run. That's what she had. Just 3 years of peak greatness, unstoppability right there, man. When she pulled up, saved Lee's and the kids in the village, folded that idiot from the previous universe that's a loser, raw. Pulls up on Rand and has her little friendly dynamic with him, raw. Sees Maroon again. It's like, big brother, oh shit, you're here. It's time. She's fucking losing her shit, crying, raw. When she came up in Kubera and Kubera, dog, and saved Lee's from Sona. Oh my god, I was one of the most hyped I've ever been excited. Why I didn't expect it at all, and I'm vividly remembering, and it'll be one of those things that stick in my head till the day I die. Reading on my couch in my living room back when I still lived in Florida, seeing her showed up, screaming, running around out in my house, running out the front door, then running back inside. Like it was I couldn't believe she was there. And then from that moment on, seeing her see Yuta again, knowing that she was a good friend of Tatya, who was a character that I also like a lot, but like, of course, didn't make this list, but still, good dynamic there. Her dynamic with Lise, her dynamic with Rand, her dynamic with Maruna, how she always wants to have everybody that she loves get along with each other. That's something that is constant when we see her in the story. When she sees Yuta again in the main timeline, when she immediately is like, all right, it's time, let's get this train off. She pulls that collar off and she starts cooking those Ashura clan Sura. And also how she wants to save Voltara too. In the previous past. Oh, Wallace cannot be in here. Get the fuck out of this stream, dog. You ain't ready to hear any of this. This man, he is gonna get spoiled like a motherfucker. But yeah, Minka's draw. That's my girl. But if you want to gas up it as well, either. You haven't said her yet, have you?
No, he hasn't. But is KG? She's too low. She's too low.
Listen, I I had a complicated relationship with Brilith. Sometimes I hated her, sometimes I liked her.
There was only
I
one thing
think
to
I
do.
got to the
Pick
uh,
him.
Bend the knee.
13 is blasphemous, nigga.
Now
actually,
you still got Calavinka on your list to go, right?
I have her at
yeah,
12. She's at 12.
Okay. So yeah, so you do the glazing for me, so it's fine. All right,
nah, it is what it is. But with her, like, I might be like the only one. I'm not sure. I like her. Is Wallace still here? Whatever. It's your fault.
Cheers.
I liked her before she awakened more than her awakened stage, if that makes sense. Like, to me, they are two different characters, and I like the first one more. That's why I put her here. Um,
so we're lying.
no, no, I liked her more. See, to me, they are two different people. Like, I don't view them as the
They
same person.
coexist.
Yo,
No, no,
don't
no.
kill
She
me.
died. She basically died.
He said, so we're lying. We're just all here telling lies.
Why is it a lie? Like, to me, she died. To me, she died.
I don't. I disagree with that point of view, but I understand it. Continue though.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
if I
And
stretch it, I can believe it. Yeah.
see, but like they even like has said that with Agni. I remember, like he said they will never like get a moment to meet again. So, like I think
That was
that's
cap
she basically
though.
died. I'm not sure, but that's how I view it. I think like at first she annoyed me, but after her moment with Sagara and everything else, she just grew on me so much, and I started to like her. There's gonna be someone that's gonna glaze the fuck out of her later, so I'm gonna keep the rest to him.
I wonder who that is.
He knows himself.
Um. Okay, Glam, you wanna go 12 to 10? Wait, did I do? Yeah,
You didn't do 13. You didn't do
I
13.
did it. Yeah, I
Or
did. It's Agni.
Okay.
It's Agni.
Bowington?
What's up?
Bow
You-
Bow
what
Bow
round
to
you?
Kubera, but he can, if you want, he can go 12. Just go 12 to 10.
That's fine. That's true.
Okay.
Calavinka, bro, Vishnu's disciple. Oh my God.
Oh
Yo,
my
Calavinka. Calavinka. As soon as I saw her behind that tree, when I was like, go. As soon as because I knew who it was immediately. I've been waiting to see this character
Oh my god,
for
we all have
so
been.
long, bro. I've been waiting so long. We finally get the last piece of the Triforce, nigga. I was like, bro, she's finally here. She's live in action. Oh my god, she cooked immediately, bro. She was hooping from introduction to current state. She was hooping, bro. She still to this day has one of the funniest moments in the series. Like we mentioned earlier, he
He's
got
got 4
five
kids.
kids, Vinka. I mean, 4 kids. Back down. She said, "Oh, it was never like that." Lying, bro. You're capping, bro.
Ren, your strength really impressed me.
You
Yeah,
really
I did.
impressed me. Drip, drip. We get it. We know what was happening. But hey, I love her, bro. She's funny as hell. She has very entertaining dynamics. Her design is raw. I used to not like her head shit going on, but it grew on me after some time. Her friendship with Tatia, even though Tatia isn't on the list, I do fuck with it a lot. And honestly, God, her dynamic with Lee's is one of the most wholesome ones to me.
Bro.
I love it so much, especially on
Bro.
Lee's end. And bro, this picture I chose specifically because
Getting over that
I
Garuda
had to sneak one
trauma.
in there. Exactly, bro. Whenever she said this one isn't like all Garudas aren't the same, and when it was holding on top of her, I was like, this is my duo right here. I fuck with
Little
this
wild
shit
that
so
Lee's
much.
basically just said that Calavinka is one of the good ones, but we'll move on.
Yeah,
Hey man, hey man, hey man.
Hey, Marina put her through a lot, dog.
On God he did. On God he did. He grew though. He grew. But Calavinka instantly loved this woman. I love her so. I hope she has major role in the future of the series.
Mhm.
But I love Calavinka. That's one of my ghosts. That's one of my ghosts right there.
All right, 11.
And who did I have? I live? Daddy. That's
Okay,
all I gotta say.
see, this is the most respectful spot that I've seen for him yet.
Yo,
This is
and I
this
told
is
you
this is respect. I'm not mad at this. I mean, I think
I
it's too
gotta-
low, but
that
I
picture
gotta-
is
I gotta-
disrespectful though.
bro. This picture is
What is
funny
this
as
position?
shit, so I had to.
Not, especially the context of us being like, what the hell is he doing here? What the?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yep.
bro, this is
Yep.
the first chapter of the arc. What is he doing here, bro? He's just chilling on the ground on his knees, bro. But nah, reach a top one aura in the series. Top one. It comes through the screen when I read. Whenever he got hit with the what's Miranda's transcendental card?
Red, the sunshine of Crimson Sunshine of Dawn.
Crimson Dawn, and he said, "What the fuck was that?" He said, "Bro, what was
Nah, bro.
that?"
The real
Nah,
one is when Brahma said,
nah, bro.
y'all forgot what this dude's human form is like."
Blitzed all them niggas at once. Bang, 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 done. It was cooked, bro. I was like, he's different. Oh my god.
I'm not fast. I just have no
Bro.
sense of space.
I also find it hilarious how Acme kept annoying this nigga. Yo, you got any more Transdentals? You got any more? He said, fine, nigga, here, take it. Let me sleep. Let me sleep, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Ritra is the GOAT. If I was really on my agenda shit, he'd be top two. If I was really on my agenda shit, but I'm trying to be chill with it. I'm trying to be chill
You
with
put
it.
him over Kassak already is blasphemous, but you know,
Hey, man.
I'm gonna really have to fight
Hey,
back.
man. He's the better daddy, even though they confirmed. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, okay, all right.
You made the right. You made the right choice. Don't worry. Don't listen to him.
He's daddy, bro.
Oh shit! I know. 10. About to go off.
Oh! Hey man, I know I'm the only nigga on earth with this opinion. That's why
think
she got
that's
two
enough.
pictures and nobody else did.
Turn it off. Turn
Nobody
it off.
else got two
Yeah.
pictures except for my fucking glorious
Okay,
queen,
bro.
Taylor
Okay.
Meliot. Hey man, I'm not gonna cook too much because this shit is like a very personal thing.
Nah,
But
cook, brother.
It's
instantly, let me cook, nigga, let me cook.
Let him land. Let him land.
Bro, it's just she is honestly such a character that was just immediate for me. I love her dynamic with Lutz. I thought that her dynamic with Saha, it was cute, even though I don't really like it too much. I do agree, especially on Saha's side of the things. It was very wholesome. It was very sweet. It was some cute shit. The setup that she has to do something crazy in the future with the whole Kanara thing, the Erebata thing, whatever. I cannot wait. Kurgan is cooking, and she's gonna cook a good meal with that shit. Also, the side story she had, Gaze with the Lutz, I was speechless. I was done.
I'm just gonna sit there in unrequited love and be like, "Peek, got it."
Peak. As soon as she's on screen, I'm literally glued, bro. I don't care what anything could be happening. I'm glued to the screen, bro. Plus, she always says, "Fuck that nigga Chandra." I'm like, "Go, you spitting for real?" Because I'm on the
Oh
same
my-
energy, bro. I'm on the same energy. Whenever she got summoned for the expedition, and she said, "Hell no, I'm good at that shit," I was like, "That's my goat, bro. That's my goat." I love Tilda so much. I
Her
love
side
this
story
woman.
was great too.
That
Yeah.
shit was fire, bro. I love this woman. Plus, the design in season 3, chef's kiss, bro. I love Tilda. This is my goal. And depending on the day you ask me, no cat, she number one. Depending on the day you ask me. That's all I can say.
I'm not
That's all I
Oh
can
my
say.
god.
But I'm not gonna go much longer because I know that most niggas don't care. This is a me thing. This is a me thing.
I
It don't
respect.
cost nothing to show love.
Wabbledy dabbledy.
Dabbly.
All right. 12, 11, 10 kg.
Okay.
This is the most respectful spot
Now
I see
let's-
someone else put him, so I'm gonna just take it. It's too low though.
See, now, me and you were locked in with him. Like, that's our guy.
Hell yeah.
Even though he got cursed by the multi-universal disc that absorbs the screen time of each character that has to sit on it, he still managed to become the third best god in my opinion. I How can I say it? He's like the most human out of the gods, if that makes sense. Like he's just the god that's trying to do the right thing but understands things that need to be done. And that conflict with him, like the way like he's annoyed with Agni because Agni can get away with things he can't get away with just because of what Yama is and how he works and how he thinks. If I'm gonna compare him to any characters, like he reminds me a bit of Nanami and Katsura, if that makes sense, like a mix between the two.
Okay.
In the sense, like he's the responsible guy, he's the guy that wants to do the right thing, but also understands what needs to be done. And he's tired.
Oh, you got drip.
uh,
I don't even.
I'm not with you on
I
that
don't.
one.
I don't even like Brown. Brown was the same color as doo doo, but he make it look raw. I kid you not, I don't wear brown for that reason more often than not. This what you see me on is the brownest thing you'll ever see me in, and this is something I only wear at home.
Damn, you don't like brown people?
That's not. I
crazy.
did not say that. Twitch, YouTube, those were not my words. Number 11.
Yeah. Now, the
Yeah.
king of the Veritra crown, the heir to the throne, the greatest of all. I
Oh
was
Turn
my
it
lying.
off, nigga. Turn it off,
God.
nigga. Turn it off, nigga.
I couldn't stop lying. Well, I will say this. In terms of coolness and rawness, I think he's the coolest character in the entire story.
Cap.
He
Keep
is
going.
he is raw as fuck. Like even like things like supposed to be tragic, like when after what he did to his wife and like how he was like waiting to find his whatever they call it so that he can become human. I was like, you need me to feel things, right? Like that thing, that shit was mad funny and raw at the same time. I know it's supposed to be sad. To me, it was funny and cool. His speech against sympathy, that shit moved the fuck out of me. He has a cool sword design. He has drip. He is cool as fuck. To me, he's the coolest character.
I respect it.
Factos.
My guy.
You know what? We could skip 10. All right, my turn.
Yeah, skip that
nice.
nigga.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my
Oh,
god.
oh my God! Go
Ah,
ahead.
Alright,
Oh,
alright.
here we go.
I'm taking a nap. I'm taking a nap.
Tee for my placement. Tee.
listen. I'll say this about Gunhover. He, along with another character we're gonna talk about later, his ending better fucking hit, because the shit I've went through with him has fucking got me so fucking mad. I think if I'm just saying, that's why I'm only willing to put him at 10 and not higher. He needs to have a good fucking ending, because if he doesn't, not gonna lie, Kubera is losing 2 to
Oh
3
yeah.
points.
If
Like,
he as a character is fumbled, I think it's the worst possible outcome for the story as a whole.
Your choice.
out of
Your
anybody
choice of
else.
words is actually hilarious too.
Yeah.
Worst possible outcome.
yeah,
Best possible. Outcome.
Yep. Counted.
it is unironically.
He thinks he's funny with that, huh? He thinks
Yes.
he's funny.
Funny
Asaha.
thing about Also, the funny thing about Gandhavara, before reading Kubera, I had a thought about how realistic can you make someone that's conflicted as a character without like annoying the audience.
I'm annoyed.
Like, how far can you go with it?
He
And
annoys me every time it's on turn.
hmm? Yeah, like
Keep going,
how
keep going,
far
keep
can
going.
you go with it? And
All
be
just
like,
emotional babies for you now.
yeah, like yeah, but like it's funny that exactly before reading Kubera, that was a thought I had. How far can you go with a character with like a realistic conflict, and how far can you go without like being like, you can understand it's good writing, but it's fucking annoying. And like he immediately came to mind. I understand why people hate him. I kind of hate him myself, but I can't like pretend that he's not a very well written character.
Well, I never say he's poorly written, but fuck that nigga.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck that nigga. He needs to drown somehow.
I passed the baton to Bam. To Bam is crazy. To Glam. I'm so tired.
All right.
Bam doesn't
We got
exist
top one
anymore.
in the
I only know Vam.
Yep. We got top one in the verse right now. King of the Snakes, my man's. A lot have already been said about this dude. I'm just gonna keep it short and simple here. Read in my delusions, and you don't even need to read anything else to understand why this dude is this fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
But this one thing I will say that nobody else has brought up yet: his dynamic and friendship with Kubera is so important to the story overall. And whenever we finally get to understand what made him say that Kubera is his best friend, I think we'll have to have the discussion of whether or not it's the best character dynamic in the story, period.
Okay.
Given how relevant it is to the plot and how good of the writing it'll probably have with it.
Okay. 11.
Levin. Yaksha! King of the land, yes, sir. Are you lost?
Are you lost?
Are you
your way?
lost? Young brother Rand, let me take you to the promised land. My
Hallelujah.
son, my boy, come to Pastor Yaksha's church, young man, and bathe in the saviorness that he'll put alongside you.
Look,
That's my fucking dude right there. That is OG. That straight up in canon. That's OG right there. That's Unk. That's my
Unk
guy.
for real.
That's my fucking man's dog. This dude, he checks every box for a character that's just how do you want to make a man as likable as possible to the most amount of people? You make Yaksha. He's friendly, he's funny, he's got wisdom, he's powerful as shit. When he wants to flex that power, he does so with sauce. He helps one of the main characters in a familial way. His dynamic with Ran is one of the best in the story. I love how it went from master disciple to really, at least from his perspective, in my opinion, father son in a lot of ways. And there's all Blackbear and the Firefox peak. His role in My Delusions peak, and he's not done either. If we ever get a scene showing what happens when he dies to Ashura, it'll be raw. We'll all probably fucking cry from it, and then we'll keep getting greatness afterwards. Because I guarantee he's gonna show up in Rand's Dreamscape at least one more time, and that shit's gonna hit fucking different. Because I think they're gonna get a full convo out of that one instead of him just asking one question.
Shout out to Hanuman.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Grandpa, Grandma. For real.
Just arrived. What's happening here? Read the title. The last dream I had that day, I want to dream it again. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I heard it. Yeah, the motherfuckers be killing me like, oh, what are we streaming about? There's a title, and you can read. Read the title.
We hope.
I'm not even gonna explain it. Read it. All right, number 10. Ooh,
Best
see,
dragon.
this is respectable.
Big Daddy. How could he? Now I will say this: up until the last 2 chapters that came out, he would have been number 9.
Mm-hmm.
But then a certain Whammon came back into the plot, so then I had to switch up the order again.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that.
Sorry.
Kasak to me, if Brahma and Vritra didn't exist, he's easily the rawest character in the whole story. This dude, every time a major conflict is occurring, he's there. Every time he's there, he's providing something of value to the rest of the cast in terms of character dynamics, especially with Lise and Yuta, and also with his daughter, but even with his enemies. His dynamic with Maruna and Night at Rain Fire was fucking heat. His dynamic with Semfati in Your Justice in Mind, and the immediate arc after that, I think, was Loser. Woo! You are not mercy. Mercy can only be granted to the side with overwhelming superiority.
Yep.
You are not strong enough to be merciful. That shit goes crazy.
Oh,
He was right.
Yes, sir. His abilities are raw. He's really glowing. I love in season 3 in particular. I really love his dynamic with Agwin, but I also actually really enjoy, even though if it was only for a limited amount of time, him and Ganharva together was actually pretty good. Because if I recall, at one point he even tells Ganharva, "Stop being a bitch and fucking come to a decision so I can do something here." I think he says that at one point. And I really appreciated him having that energy even with this other guy. But I love him and Lise and him and Yuta. I think is when he's at his best. But I think eventually if this is something we brought up with Taksaka a lot with him and his dynamic with Agwin, but I actually think him and his dad having more scenes together in the human realm, and I think it could lead to a scenario where Taksaka actually teaches him how to be a better father, as opposed to him teaching Taksaka how to be a better grandfather. And I do think this as well. I think he's a character that's destined to die, and I think that based on if other characters I think that are going to die don't, I think he'll have easily a top 3 death scene in the whole story when he does eventually kick the bucket. Because I expect him to go out in a hugely sacrificial manner, because I think it's perfectly in line with who he is. And I think it's going to be probably one of the most beautiful scenes we'll get in the whole story. But right now, like, I love this dude. He was...
Draw, and the gods. Whew. Yeah.
Kasak made me love the Vritra clan. Just first and foremost. It was him, and then everybody else started sprinkling in. But 90% of the reason why this is the best clan in the series is because of him, and he's not even a fucking Sura. Just a
halfling.
Yeah. That's my man's.
Yeah. All right. I got Ran at 12. Leave me alone. Okay? I like Ran. Ran is cool. Ran is dope. Does anyone else have Ran on their list?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys can cook. For me, this is just an amalgamation of Rand's character arc. When Rand first came in, I liked him, but I thought he was just gonna be like comedic relief. But then he had these little moments where I'm like, okay, he's being a little more, he's more insightful than I thought. Than his relationship with Randa, and then as it built and built and built, and obviously we got to the other side of the story, the weight of time, etc., etc. Like he's come a long way. For me, for Rand, it's just a culmination of his story being told throughout the Kubera, where it's just gone up and up and up for me because I know where he started and I know where he is now and what he's been through to get there. Vigor Boys and all those things. Yaksha, him swirling the water around, getting his head blown off. All that was really cool. So I don't want to go into it. You guys can cook more with him because I like him. But yeah, what if I take
That's my
custody of Lee's instead? Yeah, that was a wrong line. I remember that. Just outside the top 10, I do have Kasak, Rajaf. You kind of already cooked with him. I don't have much more to say, but I actually agree with KG. Where I think he has one of the just straight up coolest, most raw designs in general, no matter what form
I
he's
forgot to
in.
mention that.
He just
Yeah.
looks really cool. Whether the earrings are on.
I can't think of a cooler full Sura form in the whole story. If I'm being for real, like I really can't.
Maybe you have to think about it, but immediately his is the one that, like, when I think of surification, actually I would say him and Rand come to my mind.
Oh
first.
yeah.
Him and Rand, come to my mind first. But this is my favorite clan. He's one of my favorite, clans. I mean, not that we've seen a million thousand Reacher people, but he's one of my favorites. Shout out to the Halfling. He's him. Agwin. Him being trained now. I think Katan said earlier, like Sokka teaching him to be a better father. He's the worst candidate. It's hilarious. He over there training the stuff in the Suro realm when he was there with Lee's and everything. Like all of that's cool. Crescent Gate is so raw. He's got so many cool transcendentals. Like that's my man's.
Yep.
Already at 10. This is my first favorite.
Sir.
My first favorite Kubera character. This is the first character in Kubera that I'm like, oh, this is my favorite character. Like Agni, like a 1B if anything, like right there. But when we spoken about it ad nauseum, so I don't have to rehash too much. But one of the best looking characters. I like her in all the seasons. Though she became a lot more prominent again, I think in the third season when she was a little older and in the all white. Kind of like this. I like this hairstyle more. I like her fit better later on though, but I like this hairstyle more. I'll be interested to seeing the two combine. The stuff with Teo, crazy. Stuff with Claude, learning what happened with Claude and everything, that was crazy. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I didn't think she was going to be that important in any capacity. But I think she's one of those underrated characters, and I understand why nobody would have her up here, but for me, it's just more so the emotional connection I made with the series when I first started it. So, like, me and her, like, we hit it off. So, yeah, that's the Galdem. That's the Galdem. So, we're all on 9 now, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do 9-8, and then we'll do 9-8. I'm gonna keep going just because it's already on me. All right, Laila Hemawati Kubera. We'll cook more with cloth. Yeah, probably. When I first started this series, I did not know Lila was wearing a goblin mask because I'm an idiot. I really thought she looked like that, but she was still like raw to me, But I think Lila's one of the best looking characters. The more I think about Lila's relationship with Brilith and what happened with Jabril and like the whole summoning the cheerleaders, everything, I was like, okay, Lila's stock is starting to go up because I've already liked Lila, but Lila's one of those characters I inflated, injected an extra amount of love and care just because I wanted to. But as things were happening more and more, especially with the dream tracking, I'm like, okay, I really like this. You guys spoke about the dynamic with her and Chandra. I think the way you put it, I can't remember who put it. I think it was maybe UKG. The whole thing about exploiting the weaknesses, and his style of like exploiting that doesn't work on her. On top of her actually in a way being his kryptonite, I actually think that was well put.
Yeah.
The love undertones, if you like Lamb said, it's not very implicit. I'd argue, it's pretty explicit, but. Love and hate. They say love and hate are two sides of the same coin, right? So, anyways, Lila's her. I know everybody has her on the list, so I'm sure you guys have her higher than me. So I won't say too much. I'll let you guys cook. I got Kubera Lee's at number 8. Um,
Mm,
the main character,
My
main
heart
character,
just
interesting.
shattered.
the main character. Lee's was a character throughout a substantial amount of the narrative that I always liked and felt bad for and related to in some sense, but I wasn't rooting for her. I was even when I found out the stuff with Asha, I was still now I'm conflicted. But at one point I was just like, nah, Asha gang, I don't care. Asha gang. Well, why you listen to that? Like it was just like, why are you so stupid? Why you like Asha Bashi around like that? Like I didn't like. More I thought about her, the more I think about her journey. She's similar to Rand. It's like I know where you started, and where you ended up, and I have to respect the growth. I respect the journey. I respect that you're learning to play the game within the game now. You did the not that you're not that happy-go-lucky, bubbly like Lee's isn't still in there, but like just seeing how the world had to kind of harden her and how far she's come. The scene where she retakes over her old body with the sword of Ray from season 2. Like there's so many of these golded ass moments that like move me. Her relationship with Utah, Wish, all of those things come to mind and stick out to me. It's just that she didn't start off high for me. She earned that from me, and she worked her way into the 8th spot right now. Because there's a lot of characters just off way less. I just liked way more for no good reason. Honestly, if I'm being honest with her, I think a reread will change Naya's ranking of Lee's a lot. Maybe it's possible, but I'm also just you guys might know this. I also tend to not really like main characters or be very
Yeah.
indifferent or be very indifferent. So it's actually a testament like to how much I like her for her to be this high, and I could see her continuing to climb. So shout out to the main character. She looked good too. Hell yeah. All right.
Don't let Kurigan lie to you.
Yes.
Shout
Do
out
not let her lie
to
to
the
you.
Mhm.
stallion. Shout out to the stallion.
Catan 9 and 8. I think Katan's
I mean,
crazy.
KG.
KG. He touched it.
Katana is crazy.
I was thinking about what he said in chat. That's my bad. KG 9 and 8.
What? Okay, okay.
Mhm.
9, Avananta, the strongest. Man, in my delusion moved me in ways I haven't been moved in a minute. God, uh, I also like again like we talked about the prodigy thing. Also with the strongest, like him, Veritra, and Yaksha. I'm gonna talk about Yaksha later. The way like these three who are clearly stronger than everyone else that isn't a primeval, how like they deal with how strong they are is very interesting to me. Uh, it's it is like I genuinely enjoy like these type of characters that are so strong and they understand how strong they are and they try to do their best, but still he's not human, but he's human. You get what I mean by that. Like watching how much all of these things have been weighing on him and all of the mistakes that happened, all of the things he didn't have control over, like weigh on him, like was very emotional. For the little time we've got with him, I cared for him way more than I would for a character that had such little screen time. I'm genuinely impressed with what Korigam did with him.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Do
Now,
not for number 8. Hey, this is a
yeah,
cold ass panel.
my God,
Fire
Agni.
panel actually. It's lit.
He took this from me.
I did.
He took this from me.
I stole it immediately. Yeah, my guy, Agni. What can I say about him? I think he was immediately my favorite character in the story. Uh, I, in a way, when when with the gods, like you can view them in a way as like the heroes, as superheroes in a way, and I always enjoyed the idealistic hero. That's like when everything else is realistic and like we see the flaws in each god and how they operate and how they aren't really what they are. He tries to genuinely be what humans view as gods. Like he's genuinely kind, he's genuinely helpful, he genuinely like wants to help others. He's not, and also like I enjoy his relationships with like other characters more than like multiple relationships. I enjoy his relationship with different characters more than any other character, if that makes sense. His relationship with Gandhavar, his relationship with Brilith, his relationship with Lise, his relationship with the other gods. I think like in a way like as a hub for other characters, he's the best. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I get
That's
what
my
you're
guy.
saying. Yeah, shout out to Agony, bro.
Yeah,
He kind of lit.
that's my guy.
He kind of fire.
Corny alert! Corny alert!
he kind of litty. You know what I'm saying? Kind of okay.
Okay,
Number
bro.
Liddy is crazy.
number nine and eight. Val.
Ananta and my delusions. That's all I have to say. And my
Boom.
delusions. That's
Easy.
literally all I have to say. The best side that side story clears a lot of niggas' discography. That is the most phenomenal story I've ever read in my life. Ananta, I'm really only gonna say in my delusions because there's just too much to say about this dude. There's just too much to say, but just in my delusions, everything about that just peak. It's peak, and I do agree with Nike. He is the most tragic character to me in the series. I think that he is more tragic than Lee's or and Harva or whoever you would have as the most tragic. I think that you can make
It'd be between those three for sure.
like they are the most tragic characters of the series, and Ananta is just goated. Great Snake. And he said the number 8, right?
Yes.
But
Number
hold
8.
on, let him.
Oh yeah,
comment.
I'm letting it back. Way back.
I will also say we never I don't think between any of us we ever gassed up the Ananta arc in particular for this dude. The little bit of amount we got with him and Enon was actually really fucking good in terms of Senyoga stuff.
Yes.
And also, not briefly, but the Garuda dynamic
Yep.
is actually
They
really
had a really good moment.
It was a good tie-in to in season 1 and 2 when all the Ananta clan members were like, man, fuck Maruna. He just like particularly targets us more than anybody else because we know that the two clans kind of hate each other because they're like natural enemies in terms of the animals that they are.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that be represented with Garuda and him.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
I always remember that one panel of Ananta just looking scary as fuck whenever he was creeping on Maruna in the underneath the wall. I always remember that panel. I don't remember why.
Is that when he gave him his soul as a runa or whatever?
Yeah,
He looked terrifying. You're right.
He looked horrifying. I was like, "What the fuck is this creepy as fuck, bro?" But yeah, Ananta at 9. That's Great Snake.
Oh, also, we cannot forget the shock it was when we knew that person with Aravada and
Oh
Yaksha was
yeah,
him.
bro. The craziest
His reveal
ever.
was fucking insane. It was like, who's this random dude with the lollipop and the braided hair? Then he just pulls up in space, and Ravana's like, "Ooh, Nani?" And then it just transforms. You see Ananta, first king of the Ananta clan. You're like, what? What the fuck?
Loki,
I'm not gonna
genuinely
lie,
just
bro.
thought he
In that
was-
entire introduction, my mind is only on Yaksha. I'm like, yo, I like this Yaksha dude. Who the fuck is this nigga? I like the Yaksha dude, though. I like the Yaksha dude. And then we get the
Not gonna
title,
lie,
Ananta,
thought
first king of the Ananta clan. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, this is really him. It caught me completely off guard. One of the craziest introductions in the series.
Easily.
Easily
Yeah,
one of the craziest.
not gonna lie, I thought he was Yaka Shanastika number 2 or 3. I did
Bro,
so much more
I
than
thought he was
that.
a random Nazca. I ain't paying him no mind at all. And then he
Yeah.
pulled the shirt off. I was like, oh shit, he's that nigga, bro.
He's
I was locked in
different.
from that point on, bro. I was locked in.
Yeah, talk about
Good.
talk about my girl.
And then number
Yeah.
8, King of the
My glorious
Snakes.
queen on
You
the
can't kill me, bro. This Glam hears me recite this line every day.
And I want to shoot him every
I
time.
say this shit every day. I don't know why. It's not about. It's not even that crazy of a line. It's just the aura, the delivery. It's just so hard, bro. Bro, Cigar really thought she won. She's like, bitch, no, you didn't, and you can't kill me. I was like, this is that bitch, bro. Asha is honestly, I think what really made me like Asha was learning about how what her true nature is. Because we all were reading this story and we all were catching on. Like, she's obviously a dickhead to Lise, right? We always knew that.
When I was catching up, I had a conversation with Naya where we streamed it and we talked about it. And I had talked about like I was actually beginning to dislike her as a character up until the elevator scene occurred. And that was when it all kind of clicked into place. And I was like, ooh, she's evil.
So, for me, bro, that moment was honestly when she was strangling Lise. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Because even though everything prior to that had already happened, I was like, hey, yo, yo, get your hands off her neck. I was like, this is crazy as hell, bro. This is insane. But Asha is just such a real ass character, bro. I can do nothing. Even though she's an asshole, she's evil as fuck. She's a dickhead, and she honestly terrorizes somebody else higher on the list. Pretty much everybody. She it's really
Yeah.
her against the world type shit. It's really her against the
She
world.
just misunderstood, man.
Oh,
She
Right.
just
brother. Get him
misunderstood.
out.
Any-
Get him
Anyway,
out.
anyway,
Get him
anyway,
out.
anyway.
Get him out.
Well, I have to respect Asha, bro. She really, in the moment whenever Vishnu appeared before, she really didn't even care too much about like bringing her family back to life or whatever. It was like, y'all niggas took my future away from me. I'm getting it back in blood.
It was
I
literally,
have to respect it.
I'm from around the
I have
way.
to
I'm
respect it.
leaving with something.
This-
I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something. And as soon as she said that, everything she did before, I was like, you know what? You got it. You got it, bro. You got it. I can do nothing but respect it. Asha is the realest bitch in this series. I love this woman. But I hate her at the same time, but I love that I hate her. She's goaded, bro. She's goaded.
He's a character everyone can bounce off. Everybody, oh yeah, the Agni thing, and introducing him together with Yaksha and Aravata was really good to have his identity. Is really good. Pew pew.
100%.
Misunderstood as well. Nah, yeah, Asha. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cook a little bit later, but it's actually your turn to talk about Asha right now, Glam.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir. That's the best
Not
villain
much
in
to
the
know,
series
like
right
Doris
there,
Queen.
boys. That's my girl.
Yeah,
Now, I will say this.
mm-hmm.
She would be higher if she had not been absent for about 98% of season 3.
That's fair.
That during that period of time, a lot of
That's
characters
why
got
she
a lot
dropped
of
2 spots for me,
Yep.
and then it went back
She
up
would've
1 by coming
probably-
back just now.
If she had been active throughout that whole period, given how much Kurigam gives to her, she'd probably be top 5 for me, if not higher than that. But as of right now, just her confirming that her goal was strongest in the universe, the previous 2 chapters pushed her above Kasak for me, because that's a big deal. Like, just knowing that's like it's out in the open, we're not hiding anymore. We don't gotta guess. We don't gotta like come to connective conclusions about that. It's like, go. We love to see it. And Naya's gonna talk about this later, but like, I mean, it's Asha, dog. We all know what it is: manipulative, conniving, cunning, strong, absolutely one of the greatest narcissists of all time. The fact that this
Hell
bitch
yeah.
said, you know, Maruna killed my mom and shit, but he took away my future for real, so fuck you.
Fuck all y'all. I'm killing all you niggas
Yeah,
pointing them
yeah.
out. I'm killing all you niggas.
The way
bro.
she's moving, and even though it took away my beloved man's Saha from me, the way she was moving at the end of your Justice in Mind, dog.
That panel when she appears behind Lorraine, oh my, that could be a
Generational.
fucking album cover in itself.
And Lorraine was like,
She
"Oh, this
looks
is my
fire,
prized
bro.
pupil. Oh my God, Asha." And it's like, yeah, you idiot. Get out my
You
way.
stupid as fuck.
Yeah, you dumb as fuck for real.
Yeah, but that's my magician right there.
Hell
Even though
yeah.
she don't got magic.
She abandoned it. All right, 8.
Brilith,
Hell
my
yeah.
queen.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Yes,
just to
sir.
get this out of the way, a lot of you guys were saying that Agni or Irie was your first favorite character. This was my first favorite character. Night at Rainfire usually gets praised for Sagara or Kasak or Agni in a lot of ways. To me, Brilith is the standout of that arc. The
Okay.
way she handles the confrontation with Sagara, because initially up until that point you believe that or the way she comes across is a lot like a damsel in distress, just completely relying on Agni to do everything for her. That completely changed the tone of the way I saw her when she was willing to just put everything on the line to get Sagara the fuck up out of her city and defend it no matter the cost. But then, boy, season 3, what are we talking about? This woman is different. When Twisted Bird happened and we got her, just
I found it
I
revolting.
I love the way her past shakes out with Agni. I love how toxic the relationship is. I love how they should just leave each other and let the other two go and just die, but they don't. I love how it's the fusion of their two personalities. And it clearly is when you take a deeper look at what she's talking about, especially in that scene where she fakes what the previous Brilith was to Agni. And it's very clear that the two personalities are melding in ways where the original personality didn't expect it to be the case, but it's also not just replacing emotions she had, it's bolstering ones that she had originally and melding together. It reminds me in a lot of ways of concepts I've seen in other fantasy series where it'll be like a host being, like being used for the purposes of like a higher power that takes control over them. But the personalities will meld in a manner in which it's reflective of all of them. This is what I believe to be the case with this dynamic of Brilith and the original version of her. And also, her being this broken is fucking lit. Like, Brilith actually being a powerful character, I think makes a lot of sense for the continued narrative. Because in season 2, we kind of see how her only being really good at maintaining a barrier and really nothing else compared to other people kind of sidelines her. Her being able to just straight up, like, she can just pack up 4 stage Rakshasas now by herself for real. Like it, and that's great for her being able to stay relevant within the narrative in a lot of cases where we need our protagonist to be able to fight, which has been a trending theme in season 3, where we're buffing a lot of the main characters, and I'm glad that she's one of them that received it. Because the way she did Pingara, he got done so dirty. That was fucking insane what she did to him.
Silent magic
Her
go
being
dumb.
stronger,
Yes,
being
sir.
stronger, it also helps like lessen the restriction that Agni has.
Yeah, and
So,
it lets Agni blossom too.
her
which is
getting
good.
stronger just extends out to Agni and makes Agni even more prominent in terms of from a strength standpoint, and it helps a lot.
And the two of these characters, Asha and Brilith, being next to each other is also indicative, because I think the future of their dynamic will be very, very interesting, given if Asha interacts with her ever again, and how this new version of Brilith will sort of react to that if they ever see each other again. Because as we all know, that there's a complicated past regarding those two, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out in the future.
All right.
Yeah, that's my 8.
I'm gonna go to 4, I guess. I don't know. All right. Okay. So 7 of Maruna.
Yeah, with us.
If technically, if I will say this, if I do a list right where I'm being quote unquote impartial, unbiased, and objective, and just my favorite, they wouldn't be the same. I actually think I could have him at 1, 2, or 3, because for a long time, when I thought of a character arc, like the golden standard for a character arc, where you started and where you ended up, how I enjoyed your journey, your trials and tribulations, how you overcome certain obstacles and struggled with things and had to do introspection. I think of Prince Zuko. Zuko was always the first one that came to mind for many years from Avatar. Now it's Maruna and Zuko. Seeing how and oddly enough, Maruna was the one character I knew was gonna come a long way. You guys can get into all the minutiae of it. I'm not gonna babble too long because we are getting close to time where I gotta head out, so I'm not gonna babble for too long. But dog, this guy's come such a long way. You just gotta respect it. He's the best chicken burb. That's my man's. He's clean. The whole stuff, learning about his real name, Aruna, him, his the dynamic with his siblings, like all of it, it's so good. And just like how long it took for him to actually start to kind of value life and start to think about life differently. It took so many years, bro. Like it was, I think he's becoming, to me, also a gold standard of a character arc, like where they start and where they end up. And it's not even over yet. Like it could even be even better. Bro, I was only scared for her when she pulled on Rand, because that man is different. Don't worry about her. She's all right. Now you want to see real glaze? No, this is generational rod riding.
Yo,
Yeah, Taxaka's at 6. Oh, the Risha clan's my favorite. I have him at 30 and 27. Shut up. Y'all ain't no real Risha. Y'all Kadru, get out my clan. Leave.
Yeah.
Why are the dragons so damn low? What does it look like?
Why is Saka above Kasak, first of all, sir?
Because he's, honestly, because of this moment.
See? He's a rat.
Look at the aura.
Because of this
Look at
moment.
the aura though.
Bro.
Might be onto something.
Bro.
He said it was a reflex.
He
I just
let-
did it off reflex.
He just stood there. They're like, oh, we're gonna sneak him. Bodied. He's like, oh snap. Honestly, that's just
He was like, "Oh shit, bro! I didn't even really mean nothing by that."
you just attacked me, so I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, like he's not clean though. He's not the cleanest dragon you ever seen. But honestly, I don't know how many of you guys read the Finite. I don't remember.
have
I
an
don't.
idea what
I don't
happened,
remember
but
the level
I haven't
of how canon it is or whatever. But I took a greater personal liking to him because of the Finite. We'll see how it all shapes up and everything. But he's one of those characters that I believe Kurigam does a lot with very little. He's not prominent. He's not there all the time. But anytime he's there, I find it to be very significant, and I can respect that. So yeah. I got tack above Kasak, but finite novel tax, yeah, I kind of feel it. The consistent Reacher clan dick writing is respectable. I'm a rod ride to the end. Okay.
You never wanted to ride a dragon? What's the problem?
I'm gonna do 5. Yeah. There's Teo, Rakan, with the rapier in her hand that ended up in her neck. God damn it, God Harper, you suck. But she stole my heart very quickly. It was so fast that I was kind of like, okay, like she seems cool or whatever, and then like by the time she was squirting like ketchup or whatever it was in her meal, and she's like, oh, like, and she already picked up on so many things with her insight, her not freaking out when she's seeing Godhaver's like real body being shaped. What's the blood pool called again? The pool of something. I can't remember what it's called.
Pool of
Reflection, something like that.
Yeah, reflection.
Oh my goodness, bro. Then what happened to her, and then the body snatching, her soul being in the wrong body, and then getting it back, and learning that she's connected to Irie. I'm like, holy, I didn't even expect all of this. Also think she has a really nice design. I actually really like how she looks here with like her fighting gear and stuff like that. But I do think with the short hair and later on she looks pretty cool and everything. But like, oh man, I'm a person that I have shout out to Pentagena, but I have primacy bias more than I have recency bias. It's not that recency bias doesn't affect me and I'm immune to it, but I have a high resistance. And her ability to just kind of steal my heart that quickly to the point I was fuming when I seen that rapier in her neck. I was so livid. I said, I swear to God, if I get my hands around this burger's neck, you could destroy my body, my soul. Somehow I'ma still choke you. Like, I'm not gonna let go. I don't care. You finna die. Like, I can't stand him. But I think she came in quickly and had a great role, and I'm hoping that she has a lot more to do before the narrative ends. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so 5 Teo, Taksaka at 6, Maruna at 7. But Maruna could objectively, I think I couldn't put him lower than 3 if I'm being super objective and unbiased. I'm gonna come to I guess climb. Go ahead. 7 to 5.
Okay, 7 is Ran Cyrofe. I think through proxy of talking about Yaksha and Rana, we've spoken a lot about what makes Ran very good. Those are two
Lake of
top
Reflection. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yep. His dynamic with Maruna is another thing to point out. Like the two of them feel like to me. I don't even know. I don't think it's necessarily familial, but they feel like brothers in arms in a lot of ways to me, where they have gone through traumatic events with each other and they have a level of understanding with one another that's kind of not something that they can share with anybody else. Like nobody else other than the two of them is really going to get what they've been through together. But I also got to shout out the way he, similarly to Saha, is able to put Asha in a box, but not in the same way that he did. Where Saha did it in terms of a mental, intellectual box and a physical one. Ran is easily the best person to bar Asha up and put her in an emotional box. It's not even fucking close.
Well said. That's true.
And in addition to that, the way he looks out for Lise is it's emblematic of who he is as a person, first and foremost. He cares about people. He cares about the lives of others. He cares about how well they're doing in terms of their mentality. And he's going to do anything in his power, which is the glow up from that front is substantial. And I love seeing him be able to flex that too. Because when put into a position where he had to get angry at the gods and the universe possibility, he was ready to pack Vayu and Chandra the fuck up when he saw the two of them. And even now, he's I do like the evolution of how aggro he is with his new abilities, and I think the way he's going to handle how the Vigor Boys affect him. Vigor Boys TM, shout out me for that one.
it is
and-
it is him.
And I
Said-
think
this
seeing
nigga
how,
said, "Shout out to me for that one." That's crazy. That's so crazy.
and I think seeing how he'll navigate what's going to be coming up in the story is going to be fascinating, especially if the personal theory that me and I have had for a while, if he ever does summon Varuna, given his triple water attribute and the fact that he was supposed to be the priest of water once his uncle retired.
Mhm.
I think it could be fascinating putting him, a guy with the heart of a Sura King, next to a goddess who, for all intents and purposes, is the Robert E. Lee of gods when it comes to dealing with Sura. Yeah, I think it'd be fascinating. And Rand's, he has one of the best character arcs as well in the story.
and
It's bar none.
and like things said, like the way that it kind of mirrors and kind of goes in a way opposite of Maruna's is very interesting. Where like
Yeah.
he
They're
became
perfect.
yeah
They're foils for each other.
Yes.
In that regard.
yeah.
Let me have something for when I get there.
Bro, like, I can't say shit about Red no more. I can't say shit
Yeah,
about Red no more.
All right,
I'm saving Naya time. I'm getting all the exposition out of the way.
number
Anyway,
six.
God Kubera, my goat, my dolo, Maui dolo, as Brother Laz would say. That's my man. Luminous and dreadful. I mean, Bao and I have already kind of talked about this, but to me, it's to a higher degree. His dynamic with Lee's is so good. Literally every time, other than that one scene in Crime and Punishment that I still get fucking angry about, but I will not talk about that right now. Every time him and Lee's are on screen together, it's just poetry in motion every time. One thing that these two forgot that it's going to make them get sad about: the way he be twirling her hair, dog.
He does do
All
that. He does do
things
that.
to me. And I can't wait for when we finally get that moment of the evolution of their relationship with each other. When she starts calling him Mister again on a consistent basis, it's gonna be, my emotions will not be able to recover when that occurs. I love the way he moves, the way his role and tone in the story has completely changed since the Manassan reveal has made the story have an entirely different dimension to it. He still has plenty of room to delve into, even though I think it's gonna, other than Kasak, when his death happens, it's gonna be fucking amazing in my opinion. But seeing how his growth with Ananta and Lee's will shake out is the number one thing to look forward to him. But for right now, him and Ran are the characters that I think, like, there are plenty of S tier characters in Kubera that I think where they're like fantastically written, the best of the best. Like, they'd be considered goated characters in any of their story. Once you hit Ran and Kubera, you enter in a tier of like a tier of writing that is, even across all the centuries of stories that I have seen, very few and far between to come by when it comes to character writing. Like, these two dudes are the entryway to that kind of sphere, in my opinion. And Kubera, and then what you got from the finite in terms of his past, knowing that he was a human being and then a god again in two different previous universes. No, and also one other thing not to mention, I don't want to go too far. His dynamic with Brahma, and knowing that they probably had a relationship with each other that may have even been romantic in the past. So much room to work with this dude. And now the time when people are going to get mad. For my number 5.
We can skip this one. This one.
You got say it in
I
10.
already know what it
You got 10 seconds.
I already know what it is, bro.
Again, Harbor's raw. The redemption arc's loading. Dog gonna be mad. It's gonna be so raw. He's gonna have beautiful children with tail, and he's great. I love, and also him being a fence sitter. Goated, love it. He's a fucking petty little bitch, but that's my petty little bitch. All right, we're done. I'm good.
Bro,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my.
See, you lied when you said draw, but everything else you might be onto something.
Oh,
Ba-
no, it's not. Wait. Frozen tears, sir. Do not do that. That server form was clean. Anyways.
Okay, brother.
All right, Bao, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Number 7.
No, number 7, Agni. God, Agni. He was my first favorite character in the story. I think KG also said that he was my first favorite character in the story. And I look, think that my favorite thing about Agni is the way that he bounces off of other characters. He has so many different dynamics with
Mhm.
like a lot of the cast that I love them all. I think my favorite one is his dynamic with Brilith, but the Lee's one is something that I always want to see more of, but we unfortunately don't get to see it too often, especially in season three. But that's just due to circumstance. I'm sure that they want to talk a lot, but Agni, great character. I love him a lot. And for number six, I
Eh,
have.
can you stay
Go
on
ahead.
Agni for a second?
Go ahead.
Would you agree that the reason like he's like the best character to bounce off with other characters in the story because he can read people, but because of his persona and how he wants to help others, in a way, like he pushes the character to develop on their own
Well, I think
through
there's an easier.
interacting
I think
with
there's
him.
an even easier answer than that. In canon, he has the highest level of emotional intelligence out of
Yeah,
anybody.
Yeah, easily.
yeah, and like the way he uses that, it leads the characters around him to try to develop in ways
Yeah,
like
it makes it very easy for characters to bounce off of him
We
because
like we
he
even
is
have
as a
statements
person.
from Gnostic from Sura being like they hate going up against Agni because it's not even just the insight you have to worry about. He has they even say he has insight beyond insight. He doesn't even have to look into your eyes to know what the fuck you're thinking a lot of times.
Yeah, like
Insightception. Oh my god.
Yep.
he had a moment with Chess in season three where Chess was like, "Oh, I get it. I get why people speak about you the way you do,
And
especially among the
even
gods."
in season one, about at the end of Night of Red Fire, he's like Genharva, why the fuck you lying and trying to like cope or not even cope to cape for Sagara right now? I know this isn't what you want. And Genharva's like,
Exactly. He don't
fuck,
need to use
dude.
insight. He don't need to. But yeah, six Brilith. Y'all pretty much said it, and there's somebody who wants to cook way more, so I'm gonna say she's goaded.
Oh yeah.
Her new version, her new version is way better than the old version. I'm sorry, she needed to get raw, cause I was kind of getting tired of that stick she was going on. But
Mhm.
as soon as Twisted Bird hit, she went up the top 10 immediately.
I
She
found
is
it
goaded. I love
revolting.
it.
The panel, you know,
Well,
baby.
one of the hardest panels in this series. I also think that initially she had my favorite design in season three.
Okay. Number
And
five.
then you say going five, have you lost your way? That's what I'm saying. Have you lost your way, Ren? King of the Land, he also is 1-0 against Ananta. I don't care. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT King.
Maxos.
That's a W. I don't care. No one tells me. That
That's
counted.
what I'm saying. It's a W.
That counts.
Yeah, he won. He won clean.
He won.
You won. All right, KG, take us to five. You're on the extra too. Go ahead. You say panel.
Yeah, it's
Keep it
fine.
quick. Can.
I stole it from Bao. King of the land. My God. What can I say about him? Well, uh, again, like I enjoy like when there are so many characters that are messed up. Then there's a character that just wants to do the right thing in a way.
Hmm.
With how the nasty most of the Nasticas are and how chaotic they are, you have a Nastica that's more of a god than the other gods. Another thing I like about him is how his good nature is different than Ananta's, which like I wanted to say about how the strongest act. He tend to gravitate towards other good people and try to empower them in ways to better the world in that way. Like he's a good mentor, genuinely.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing I like about him. Like even in my life, I keep thinking about like his line to Ran about the strongest. Like they keep in mind the most important things in their head, like through all the chaos. Like he is genuinely a good mentor and good at like empowering the good stuff in other people.
Hmm. Six.
Shout out to my guy, man.
Shout the
Six.
extra. The king.
My guy. Now, this is a tough one for me. I'll be honest, like with how season three been going, I have been getting to dislike Yuta as a character more and more compared to how I used to feel about him before. Like in season one and two, he might be my favorite character.
Ooh.
I- The way he's been like in season three, part of it is how I feel about Kali. I'm not a big Kali fan. I don't enjoy the way he's been acting, like the whole bondage thing, like not doing anything, the whole conflict with Kali. I'm not that interested in it. So that makes me feel like a certain type of way about his role in the story. However, I'm looking forward to how things gonna go out with him and Liz, and I can't forget season one and two. and I haven't talked about it. I'm gonna leave it for another day. My interpretation of his relationship with Liz, I still believe it's true. And it's gonna come later, and I think it's gonna be good for the better for both characters.
Jesus
But that's
Christ, man.
Oh,
we're not
I remember this take. Keep it,
it.
bro. Keep it.
I'm gonna keep it for another day. We're not gonna talk about it now.
You can keep it until the end of the story when it ends and never happens. Anyways, next one,
We will
please.
see.
He's a yes.
Next one. Next
Yeah, the god of Earth, Earthquake.
one. My God. My God. Uh, again another take that people don't like. I think he's the true god of chaos of the story, if that makes sense. I know, like I say it like to slander Kelly, but to me, like how he acts is like very chaotic in ways. I think it's part of it because we didn't understand his plans, but I think he is in a way a very chaotic character. Like he's the type of character that would change his plans instantly. He would do a lot of mistakes, and I think that's part of the chaos. Him failing and changing his mind is what makes him like the best example of chaos in the story to me. And I enjoy his relationship with Kubera, with Liz. I enjoy his relationship with Agni. I enjoy his relationship with Brahma. He's just like a very interesting character that, in a way, I can relate to and understand, which makes me like care for him even more.
Okay. I feel like I get what you're trying to say about the chaos thing, but I don't think he's a chaotic person. It's more so that maybe the things that he does because he acts on his own will could cause disorder for what some of the other people or gods or conglomerate of people think should be happening. So I don't look at him as a chaos merchant in that standpoint. But and then you have to think about the whole Manasavin and him, like who you could
Yeah.
argue really caused more chaos in that sense. So I go back and forth, but I hear you.
I'd also talk about the theories we have about the plan in totality. A lot of it comes down to us believing that him and Ananta planned that out before Ananta's death in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So
See,
it's
I'm not
him.
sure if I believe that. That's the thing. I need to reread the story to get everything after the reveal. I never got to that yet.
Mm. Okay. Bow 4-1. Finish it off.
Shit. Who's my number four? At number four, I had
Jatayu, Uter.
Jetayo. Again, I don't want to be too long-winded because we're on the time limit, but Yuta is. We have to put it into words, but I'll just say that my favorite aspect of Yuta is obviously his dynamic beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the most.
Have you liked him more in the
It's
third season than the second season?
no, I
Okay.
like Yuta more whenever he was wrapping his dick around Lee's. I just enjoyed him more as a character back then
Mm.
than I do now. But I mean, I understand that a lot of this shit is circumstance, so
Right.
we can't really be doing that same thing.
He's not been in the
Yeah,
story
he hasn't
near as
even
much.
been like on
Yeah.
screen as much.
Yeah.
So it's just I think it's natural. I don't think there's anything wrong with him falling down for most people because kind of similar to Ashley, he just hasn't been active as much. And there are a lot of other characters that have been active, so he is gonna fall down even if a bit. But as tragic as he is, he still has the funniest moment in this series to me. Whenever Kasak cock blocks him and he's fist clenched looking up in the sky
I'm
crying,
gonna
"Kasak,
kill
I'm
you,
gonna
Mr.
kill you."
Kazak.
That was the funniest moment I've ever seen in this series. I was crying laughing. But Yuta and Lee's relationship is tragic as fuck. Whenever he was speaking to Rand after the incident in the hotel room and shit, and he was explaining how they always tried to make love with each other in their serve around, but obviously he would eat her, he would kill her, and it would just be like a cycle that happening. It's just stuff like that just describes their relationship so much. But I also like how much they genuinely love each other. It moves the shit out of me. The end of Enemy made me cry my tears up. Cry my eyes out. It was
I
genuinely
I
one of the
am
most
I am in
moving moments.
4K doing that, so they caught me in
Bro,
4K.
that shit moved me, bro. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna get into it because it's gonna make me emotional. But anyway, number three, Rand. Kind of like Lem said, with Yaksha and Rand, you kind of already get the explanations as to why we like Rand as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of like how him and Maruna. I think somebody in the chat said it. They're the way that they move through the story now, they kind of mirror each other. Where Maruna has progressed, and for lack of a better term, Rand has regressed on a mental level. But I don't think it's like a con to his character at all. I think it makes it more interesting. for Rand to be that way now, and also with the new power dynamic that he kind of has within himself, I think it makes him more active and a different sense in the story where he's actually a strong ass character now. Like whenever it was the universe
He's
of
a
possibility,
beast now.
he's a
It really
beast.
is like jarring when you really think about where
It
he came
really is.
on to like
Because
Jesus, man.
even at the start of season three, like take it how you want. Leeds was making jokes like "Papa, like you're so weak, you're so weak." But
Yep.
no, Rand right now is bro. He was doing some crazy shit against Hanuman, bro. He was doing some crazy shit,
You
and
could
Rand is
argue
ridiculously strong right now.
right now he's the third strongest main character in the human realm. Because again, Harv and Cigar are nerfed,
Yeah,
and the only other people you could put above him is like Kubera and Agni. That's
very
like it.
baggy.
Hmm.
The show with Maruna, kinda, but it just depends. It just depends on what you think, especially after the fight that they had. So it just depends. And bro, shout out Manny KFC. He's number two. But depending on the day, again, depending on the day you ask me, he could be number one, two. But for now, I'm gonna have him at number two. He looks majestic as fuck in that picture, by the way.
Yeah, it's
But
cold as hell.
I feel like we all understand what makes Maruna goaded. We all read it. We all know what it is. Growth beyond growth. A lot of people compare him to Zuko. I've never seen Avatar, so I can't really speak on that. But Maruna is
Not by you.
he's my goat. He's my gold standard for what I want to see with for a character that goes on that journey of growth. I also really like how committed he is to his siblings and his clan. I love that aspect about him as well.
Hmm.
And one, hey man, hey man, go. Hey, go. It's in my Twitter bio, Kubera Lee's enthusiast. That's my glorious, brolic, traumatized queen right there. She's goaded. I love Lee's to death. She only gets better and better as the story goes on. I think that's my favorite part about her,
Better and better and
especially the
better.
way that she grows and understanding how the world that she lives in works. She's she's growing with it, and she's like actually like playing not like a main head like you like what you would call it Brahma or Kali, but she understands the mechanics of the world and she's moving along in a way that doesn't make her seem as the way she was previously, where she was just like this clueless, ignorant kid that was getting dragged around. She's actually doing a lot of stuff the way she should be doing properly, and she's not ignorant anymore. I
Hmm.
also really like that moment where she takes accountability for what happened to her earlier with Ashton,
Yeah, she's like,
right,
yo, I
right
was,
beside her Kubera and
yeah.
Kubera. Exactly. It was a very. I feel like a proud father reading that shit. I was like, there you go. That's what we like to see. Accountability.
She's so
That's what we like to see.
respectable, man. She's come such a long way. You gotta love it.
She's come such a long way. I think, and she like her story is still going as well as Maruna's,
Hmm.
but I still think that she has more capacity to grow than Maruna because of what we've seen from her with her like time axis lead shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go for these. Number one, they go.
So you got. So I'm gonna scroll through your. So KG, go do your 4-1, but I'm just gonna scroll up so everyone can see all of Bow's placements. So go number one, Lee's, but go ahead.
Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. Number four, we have Liz. Funny, like this is the second time I come back after Bao in the same character. With Liz, it's a bit. See, it's the. I said this about Gandhavar, and I feel the same way about Liz in a way. I need her to have a really good, satisfying ending because with Gandhavar, it's how annoyed I am with him. With Liz, it's the amount of pain she went through. You can't have her not have a satisfying ending. Like I feel about her the same way. Honestly, at the beginning of the story, she wasn't moving me. Like I really didn't care about her. But after season two and the shit that she's gone through and how she acted and how she reacted and how she's been going in season three, she really grew on me. Also, she looks way better now than before, so that definitely helps. I really like her, man. Shout out to the stallion, man. Shout out to her,
Okay.
Free.
Maruna.
Mawuna.
With Maruna, I'm very conflicted with him a bit. On pure like how much I like him, I wouldn't say I like him as much as the others. Um, if I had to say like who's like objectively speaking the best character, I would probably say it's him. I'm I'm not sure what it is exactly with him. There's something like with him that's missing for me that I can't love him like other people can't love him. I really like him. I can't deny how good of a character he is. He's just he's really good, man.
Hmm.
But something for him like doesn't click for me. I don't get what it is exactly.
I mean, he's at three though, so that's a testament to how much you like him, regardless.
Yeah, yeah. How much I respect like what Korigam did with him.
Hmm.
Actually,
Okay.
was like now my glorious queen, the goat. Look at her. See,
I mean, clearly not the goat if she's two.
I said, see,
That's
why
crazy.
can't two goats coexist, brother? Two goats can coexist. Listen, what can I say about her, man? Uh, I, I, I love how narcissistic she is. I love how deeply insecure she is, and even though she's so talented, she's so good at many things. She just have that deep insecurities and that deep desire in her that keeps moving her. Like that shit is like that shit is so fun to watch. I also like enjoy that moment we talked about it before. Uh, there's a lot of people like that are very ambitious in life that tend to use other things other than their ambition to justify what they're doing. With her, like they made it very clear from the start. Nah, that shit is bullshit. I, I wanted that shit. That's so fuck you for taking that shit from me. Like I enjoy how honest like the story is with her and how like she's fucked up, but goddamn I enjoy how fucked up she is. Shout out to my girl, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay, now, uh, my goat, Ram.
Your actual goat.
I'll be honest. Yeah, my actual goat. Not gonna lie. I'll be honest. The moment I saw him, I thought of Yamcha. Like I assumed it's gonna be a Yamcha character, not gonna amount to anything. And
That is
That's crazy.
I know that's I think part of how much I love him now. I with season two especially. I said before like season two was somewhat suffocating for me, not in
Hmm.
a bad way, but because of how Asha was treating Liz and all the things that's been going. Him being there with with a breath of fresh air, like him being there, made that whole season digestible for me because it was a bit too much for me how Liz was being treated. And then like we go into season three and we see first of all like his relationship with Rana and how realistic it was. I really enjoyed that. His relationship with Yaksha, all of these things like were so enjoyable for me. His relationship with Maruna, I wouldn't say like he regressed. I think it's like with Maruna, like he had to look at himself more and change from within because like he saw the problems with himself. With Ran, like he had to see the world at what it is exactly and deal with it and change because he understands the world and how life is more now. And like that's the difference.
Hmm.
With like Maruna, it's like more to the humans and the connections he's made and himself. With Ran, it's an understanding of how the world actually works. That's like the difference, and in a way that made them meet close to each other. Now, I will say, I think he has the most potential later because I think we all agree, King of the Land versus
no,
Asha with
no,
Asha with Ananta's power is gonna happen.
no,
We know how he's gonna
no,
awaken that shit. He's gonna lose something, and it's gonna be
no.
emotional, and then he's gonna
Naya
fight
won't listen to these two.
Ananta
They
Asha.
want Rand's kids and his wife to die. Fuck these idiots. Get them out of here.
Listen, it's gonna happen. You need to
No, it's
accept it.
not.
Glam is gonna be glorious. He's gonna cook and he's gonna be awesome. Now he's gonna defeat my glorious queen, possibly, but outside of that,
He
I
ain't
will be me.
defeating shit.
Listen,
Hmm.
just wait and see.
All right, be safe, Bao. All right.
Yo, about left. See you, man.
All right, I got it. I got you now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Number 4, Agni. This dude has been the best character in the series the most amount of times out of any character in the series.
I actually am not mad at that take. That makes sense
Yep.
to me.
Season 1, off rip, combo with Lee's, raw. Night of Rain Fire came in, actually before that. His constant dynamics with Genharva and Brilith in season 1, boom. Season 2, Frozen Tears, we all know what the thing is with that. That was peak from him for, again, both Genharva and Lee's. Season 3, it is Brilith and him, baby. That's the most amount of stuff what it is. Right now, he's been kind of taking the backseat, but I think that's fine for him. This dude, as I've already said before, he's the most empathetic character in the story. That's the reason why he has so many good character dynamics, and he's a layup to put any other dynamics in. Third, we've got Emo Man, the Vor fanfiction favorite, Yuta. This by the end of season 2, I thought he was the best character in the story.
Interesting.
Right, he took a backseat in season 3, but right now, if you include, yeah, actually, I think he's probably been the instigator of the 3 most emotional moments in season 3.
Yep.
And that is from Wish, that's from the end of Enemy, and that's from the end of N20. The man is he's a tier maker. That is his primary job in the story.
He's a tier generator.
Mm-hmm. And his romance with Lise is the primary reason he's this high. But I do think his dynamics with his mother and his family, and I do think now that Garuda's back in the plot, he's going to benefit greatly from seeing what he's like with his actual birth father, first and foremost. Number 2, MC, baby.
The BAM killer.
Shout out my girl. She's never been the best character in the story. And many times she was never even a top 5 character in the story. But since the end of Your Justice in Mind, she's always hovered around 2 or 3 for me. And I think that's primarily because she is a perfect example of how to have a character that doesn't have agency and show what they look like when they gain that agency and are able to become a player on the stage of whatever sort of plot is occurring. This girl, from a physical standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from an intellectual standpoint, has blossomed in every sense of the word. And I'm just going to wrap it all in a nice little bow. 25th BAM, you getting your ass beat. That's it.
and then for the best chicken.
Yes, sir.
Getting washed.
Now I like to bring up Zuko when he talks about character arcs and character development for me. I have a better comparison. Put this man next to Guts from Berserk, and I know Naya doesn't have the highest opinion as that as I do, but when it comes to character writing for that dude in terms of the mass appeal of readers, I think Maruna is just as good, if not better, when it comes to the concept of character growth and character development. This dude went from a man that saw humans as lower beings in every sense of the word, to then viewing them as people that were worth saving, to then viewing them as equals on an emotional, intellectual, and even power level standpoint. And to just put it into perspective of why he is so great. When you look at the growth he went through for all the time travel stuff, I think the best possible way to describe this is that these 2 moments in particular have the most writing weight behind them, the most build-up and payoff behind them, and the most emotional weight for the character they're involved with behind them. When he's watching Roltara destroy the ancient human cities, and he grabs his chest and he asks himself, why does it hurt so much? In the weight of time. Powerful. But then first and foremost, which in my opinion, this moment's the best moment in the entire series, when he takes the burden of Ananta's sins for the sake of the father of the girls whose village she thought he killed and who caused the beginning incident of the entire story, the inciting incident. This dude takes all of that sins and pain from the 2 people that have suffered the most of probably anybody in the story, being Rao and Ananta, and Lise as well, right in front of Lise, and says, something like this will not be the end of me, and develops into 5th stage, and he has a totally new appreciation for who he is as a person internally and who the people around him are. And he still has room to go. Depending on what happens with his dad, he could become the king of his clan.
Hell yeah.
Depending on him, he could sacrifice himself for the entirety of the human race. Depending on him, he could save his brother from the machinations of his mother, and he could make sure his sister isn't sort of looped into any sort of plot Vishnu may have for her. He is the GOAT. He's the best written character in the series, bar none, and he is easily my favorite. And even if Lise has the best arc possible for her, I find it very difficult to believe that any character will surpass him in terms of writing for me.
Respectable.
Yeah. I don't know if you agree with this, Naya, but he reminds me of Takasugi. Like, more than Zuko even. Like I would compare him to Takasugi the
I
most.
wasn't comparing him to Zuko. I don't think they're necessarily the same character. I was talking about going
He's
through
talking about quality of writing. Yeah.
of
I
character
get.
arc. It wasn't a comparison of them
Yeah.
being the same. It's more so like I think of a character that was like, okay, I don't like you. You're obviously an antagonist or evil, and by the end, it's like you've come. I could even say something similar for Vegeta, but Vegeta's just much more basic. You know what I mean? Like I like
Mhm.
where Piccolo and Vegeta started and where they ended, so to speak. But
That's the reason I
I
brought up Gut. That's the reason I brought up Guts KD.
mhm,
They're not the same type of character at all.
mhm.
The
no,
quality
no,
of
I get
writing
what you.
is what gets in there.
All right, we got Asha Rahiro, my queen, generational hater, wants to win.
Yes, sir.
That's it. W. She said, "I know, yeah, you packed my family and people I cared about, yada yada, but you took my future from me. I don't care. Everyone's my enemy. I'll make enemies of every single person, and now we know she wants to become the strongest in the universe. We spoke about her already. That's my goal. Y'all thought I was kidding when I told you I'm the best god in the series. I have him at 3, number 3. Y'all had him too low for my liking. And yeah, I know you see the Seraphim peeking out. That's Vitra at 2. Number 2. Yes. Because I knew if he was going to be Raw or she, because I know about the whole like female transgender blah blah like sealed away.
Yep.
But as soon as Vitra came on the screen, everything I felt in my heart was validated and more. And Vitra shot from not ranked to like 6. The first chapter I seen. And then as things built up, I'm like, yeah, you got to go to 2. Yama's my favorite god. Yama has some of my favorite moments when he was trying to find. I can't remember who they're trying to find the death of somebody, and he took all the souls out. He was doing some kind of detective work, but that was really cool.
It was the planet, all the planets of people that Indra killed that he
Yes.
blamed on an act.
Yes, and then the moment when him and God Kubera come together and say they'll do anything for the sake of Ananta, then learning that he can basically one shot anybody who like I think it's if you have a lifespan, he can
Yep.
basically one shot you. Like he's cold. The stuff with Ushas, human Shuri, just the role he plays, him naturally developing into like a fifth Zen nature god, and if he didn't do it before Kali would like came into like the underworld or whatever, she would have jurisdiction over death over him like.
Mhm.
And again, he wears brown. Brown not a raw color to me, but he make it look good. Gotta give him credit for that. Vritra, it's the best clan, the best king of the best clan. This is
Or a man.
it's like Oraman is like the best like meme way to put it, but like it's screen presence.
Yes, sir.
Vitra steals the panel that he's in because he has so much presence. Like it's just like
Yep.
you cannot resist his personal ambience just exuding on the panel and whatever page you're on. Like my eyes just dart in that
after
direction.
When he,
Mhm.
really after when he killed that whole wave of Rakshasa,
Uh-huh.
like a wave of his hand, it was
Yeah.
kind of over after that point.
But and then even like you just fell like you just sleep. It was crazy. He honored Agni and Brilla's wedding vows. There's that too. Like he just to me like he's so cool. He's so raw. I know he's just really totally fully appeared, but I knew he was the one. If there was one character I knew about was him and Maruna. Maruna I didn't know I was gonna like, but I knew Maruna was going to grow. Is really what I'm saying. Vitra, I'm like I just like you already, but please live up to my expectations. Went above and beyond. We all know I like Brilith the most. Brilith the
Yup.
GOAT, Silent Magic, Fire. I think she's the best looking. She looked great to me. Dynamic with many characters, especially Agni. Ancient humans are my favorite race of people. Her being an ancient human moves me tremendously. I don't see old Brilith and new Brilith as two separate people, more as the main host of the soul integrating into the current version of this cycle of reincarnation and having dominance over it, but still melding with the body's current personality. That's how I see it. Getting to see her a little bit younger when Kalavinka came through and everything like that. Like just a lot of stuff with Brilith that I like. But I also did like Brilith from the get go, and I'm with what Bao said earlier. I really needed her to take that next step and become a little bit more raw for me to be like finally. And then when that happened, Brilith was complete to me. So like
It really did for like from the end of season 2 to the beginning of season 3. I felt like, man, you might just get left behind a little bit compared to these characters. And thank God she didn't. Thank God.
yeah, and again, if I'm being impartial, objective, and unbiased and stuff, like no, I probably don't think she's that high. Though I think she's definitely top 30 worthy. But listen, I'm who I
She's
am.
top 10,
Yeah,
regardless.
I am who I am. Brilith is my favorite. Brilith is fantastic. That's my girl. And I don't think anything could truly happen for her to like not be my favorite. But I am interested to seeing where we do go from here. And I will post this blog post in the chat and on my Twitter and on Discord and stuff if you guys want to see it. But yeah, you have any final words for the people, Liam? That was fun.
Reed Kubera, it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not crazy or nothing, but
Yeah, it's like cool or whatever. If you really want to read it or whatever, you like it. Like I don't really care. Like it's cool if you like it, but if you don't, like I don't really care. But
Yeah.
nah, we're gonna come up with more interesting things to do. Like I was thinking of rerunning that character sorter, because that was actually really fun with more people. Because that was dope. But like
they gotta add more
characters. I was wondering. I was thinking of seeing if we could make our own or whatever. But I might come up with a tier list or something soon. But thank you guys for rocking with me. I do have to head out and pick up wifey. But you guys be safe. I hope you enjoyed it. Someone press East to catch up to Kubera. Not pressing that damn Atlantean to do anything. I will press Haku though. Take it too damn long. You guys be safe. This will stay up, and I'll post it on YouTube tomorrow in case you missed the ending, the middle, or the beginning. Now I am signing out. You're